The Red Pill phone tap. Welcome to another Friday night or Sunday afternoon release, if you're not joining us live, of the Red Pill phone tap. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on episode 36. 36 weeks of bringing you unique Red Pill knowledge, your Reader's Digest of the Red Pill, if you will. I am Wesley, joined by
Anthony.
Anthony is here tonight. We have a great show planned for you this evening. Wherever you are in the world, we appreciate you making us a part of your week. All right, let's get through what we're going to talk about tonight. We've got 3 great segments planned for you tonight. This is a segment that Anthony has wanted to get to for a very long time. He wants to talk about women doing OnlyFans. It only took a few moments for me, first of all, to come to some new paradigms, if we will, listening to Anthony talk about this. And also, it was very entertaining, Anthony, how passionate you are about this topic. Well, you're like, yeah. Oh, what? Is it my turn?
Well, I am passionate, but my passion isn't probably where you think it is. But what?
Spoiler alert! I know where it's coming from because you've talked with me a little bit about it. But we'll just tease it there. We're coming to that topic first, anyways. Also tonight, we're going to be talking about rock bottom, and the title of this segment is going to be "Today Can Be Your Rock Bottom." You don't have to see how far down this abyss, this dark, endless chasm abyss goes down. Today can be your rock bottom. And we're going to be talking a little bit in that segment about when you're trying to help your friends get unplugged from the matrix, when you're trying to get them that swallow that red pill down the throat of the thing. I'm sorry. It's not okay to do Cosby references on this show, right?
Wow.
It puts the pills in the people. Oh, that's not the kind of pills we're talking about on this show. But we are going to talk about trying to, when you try to help other men see the world the way it really is, some of the encounters, some of the troubles you're going to encounter, and we'll go into that a little bit. And then, of course, guys, everyone's been requesting this. Will and Jada. We're going to finally talk about Will and Jada and how the word entanglement is now changed forever. There we go. Anthony, I've just turned off our monitor. I think that'll be easier for us. Just for tonight. Can we live with that?
You just went super low.
No, I'm saying our monitor is off in our headphones. We are... Hold on, guys. We got a little... And we're back. And, yeah, we're going to finally talk about Will and Jada. We're going to talk about entanglements. And we're going to talk about... I know one thing I'm going to go into. You have a lot of notes on this. One thing I'm going to talk about is, guys, if a woman ever tried to make you think that if you just did one more fucking thing, then you'd be the perfect match for her and she's got you jumping through hoops and all that kind of shit. Look at Will Smith. I'm telling you guys, you ain't never going to be better than Will Smith. So it just goes to show you, ain't nothing fucking good enough. We'll go all into that on the third segment of this show. Let's talk a little bit first, Anthony, about OnlyFans. I'm so excited to talk about this because you can't help but get passionate about this topic.
I'm curious if I am. We'll see.
And your volume was down a little bit. Yeah, I am. We were just talking about this briefly on the phone, and you started really going into it. And by the way, I'm not making fun because you were making me realize some shit that I really didn't absorb before. Before we get into what you were talking about, I want to point out to guys that the last time I had a light bulb moment like this was when Anthony and I had a conversation about single moms and how motherfucking worthless they are. And I was like, God damn, man, he is right. And if your mom was single growing up, we're not talking about your mothers, guys. We're talking about women you date. And Anthony, wasn't it Patrice O'Neal that pointed out that his mother admitted to him, like, yeah, I did some fucked up shit to these dudes I was dating.
Yeah, you know? I think that.
But Patrice O'Neal will always love her as his mom. Yeah,
right.
You know.
No, I think when we talked about when it came with single moms was more about dating them and trying to be in a relationship with one, and how that's a no-go.
No, single moms, and we'll say it on the show again if you missed that episode, single moms are for recreational use only. Well, oh, don't look at me like that. They're for recreational use only, and here's why. You ever date a single mom? Who do they immediately tell you come first?
They children.
The children come first. Oh. Who immediately do you have to care for? Something that came out of some other dude's balls, right?
Yeah.
Because now they get to double up. They get the child support, and now they've got you on the line, so they get double. This is how women breed in the West in 2020. They get money from this dude. They get to take all his alpha characteristics, but he was a shitty boyfriend, so she broke up with him. And now they go find beta you to pay for. They get payment from dad and then payment from you. Because don't send me your emails telling me you don't fucking come out of pocket for these kids, because you fucking do. I digress.
I was like, that's not the episode.
That's not a segment. Please revisit that episode.
Episode 2.
And we're getting some. Guys, if you guys are hearing Anthony a little bit less, my phone is over here. Next week we will be on YouTube Live, guys, but Anthony will be a little bit lower on the live stream. You won't hear that on the podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you guys download us. You will hear him clearly, but on our live stream, Anthony will be a little low. Just for tonight, guys. Just for tonight. All right, Anthony, let's go into the first segment, OnlyFans. Like I said, this was a light bulb moment for me when you started talking about this. Because we were on the phone talking about OnlyFans, and I was like, man, why does Anthony feel so strongly about this? And you really broke it down for me. You were like these bitches do this. Because used to be, when we dated strippers, we knew what we were getting, right?
Yeah.
We were getting some damaged bitches, but they were fucking hot. So we can just have them in our 5-girl rotation. And no problem, right? Because when they start acting crazy, they go get put in timeout, and you hang out with the other 4 bitches. So no problem. But those were strippers. And they were a lower portion of the population, weren't they?
Yeah.
Because it was a combination of like extremely crazy and extremely hot meeting all at once. How many of those bitches are born every day? Not as many, right? But now, Anthony,
hold on, because remember, when we were growing up, there were like 2-3 major porn magazines,
right?
That were like Hustler, Cherry, and Playboy. Right? Was it Cherry?
Guys in the live stream, I know Hustler was one. Penthouse.
Yes. Penthouse. Cherry was like one of the lower. Like I was in the military, so we saw all the fucking dirty mags possible. I mean, I've seen some like low rate fucking porn magazines, but the main three was Hustler, Playboy, and Penthouse. And if you was a girl and you got in one of those, you were immaculate. There was no...
Well, in the early days,
but
you were only pretty. And then, like, Jenna Jameson... I'm talking about the Jenna Jameson of magazines, like, changed it all up, where it was like, holy shit, these bitches are hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Playboy always had the hottest bitches.
Yes.
But they were only naked.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if you're not a Gen Xer, this may be boring. Some of you have probably had free porn your whole life. When Anthony and I were growing up, this wasn't a thing.
Yeah, you couldn't, because you can buy them, but they were like $8-10 maybe.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they're like $10 fucking dollars.
I was
$10 back then.
Right. It's high for a fucking magazine.
Yeah.
So,
and let me tell you little story about nudie mags. When I was in basic training, and this was 1995, I'll tell you how old I was. When I was in basic training for the U.S. Army, we had a guy get caught with a nudie mag, and it wasn't one of the big three.
okay.
It was one of these bullshit ones that you can only get in Louisiana gas stations, right? Next to the slot machine at the gas station.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like, holy shit. He got caught with a nude magazine in basic training for the U.S. Army.
Oh, shit.
Oh, so you're already reacting. It was like, it would have been better if he got caught with a nuclear fucking weapon.
Right.
Like,
right.
That was like, oh, word? Dude, it was when we were doing an inspection and the fucking the captain came through. So this was battalion commander, and he was coming through doing an inspection, and they found a nude magazine. We were like, he just looked at him the same way all of us looked at him, like, oh, word, you've got some fucking balls to even, like, consider doing this. Holy shit. Like I said, it probably would have been better if he'd have been caught with a gun. Because they were just thinking, like, the audacity that you would have a nudie magazine was just fucking crazy. Dude, they pulled out our platoon. They literally had us doing exercises for 18 hours.
Wow.
18 hours. They took us down to the sand pit and had us doing all kind of bullshit in the sand pit and shit that, like, low crawls in the sand pit with your head down and your helmet down, like pulling yourself through sand in every crevice of your body. And then it was like, cool, now we're going to go run hills. And hills in Oklahoma, where I went to basic training, are like little mountains. You know, they're just not technically tall enough to be called mountains. They just haven't reached a certain height. So, man, nudie magazines coming up were crazy. And for the points of this segment, if you were in a nudie magazine, your life was over as a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were you were unmarriable. You were like, holy shit.
You can't get a job after that?
Like, yeah. Are you kidding me? If they ever found out you were in a nude magazine, you're fucking done. Okay? There were no Cardi B's back then where you went from stripper to fucking rapper millionaire. No. Once you did a nude magazine, or, oh my God. Whoa, Anthony. A porn movie?
Oh.
Life's over. Life is over for you, bitch. Like, that's how it used to be. Then in the porn industry, if we're just kind of going through this historically, Jenna Jameson kind of changed shit, right?
Well, who was it was Pamela Anderson who left porn and went to the movies, right?
Well, she was in Playboy. Yes, no. I agree. That's a historical landmark too.
Right.
She was not. There were no pictures of her getting dicks put in her.
No,
it was just her nude, and she had a leaked sex tape, which I think this one was actually for real leaked.
It was her boyfriend or her husband.
Yeah, the dude in Motley Crue. Damn it, it's not Nikki Sixx. It's nobody here to help us, huh? The dude from Motley Crue who she was married to.
Yeah.
And so that sex tape was like legit leaked. There's even the story behind who stole it and all this shit. And so she wasn't really, she was already a movie star by then. And she's, other than Marilyn Monroe, I think Pamela Anderson is comfortably the most popular or famous centerfold ever. And then, of course, a distant third would be Jenny McCarthy.
Okay, yeah.
But Pamela Anderson was the first where, like, it was cool to be naked in Playboy. And as you pointed out, Playboy was like the classy nude, right?
Because there was no, like, spread eagle in Playboy.
Right.
It was like frontal, no spreading.
No spreading the lips.
Right.
None of that shit.
None of that. So Playboy had, like, articles and stories and, what would they call that shit? Well, they have, like, romantic stories and shit. Erotica. They had, like, erotica articles and stories.
Yeah.
Playboy.
And then they would just have, like, they do an interview with Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was like they had legit
entertainment in there.
Legit shit.
Yeah.
Right. Because I remember reading
jokes in there.
Yeah, the cartoon jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, for some reason, Playboy was okay with everybody. Right? But on the porn side, and this was God, after the 2000s, Jenna Jameson was the first porn star to become mainstream and famous. For some reason, she was a hot bitch. By the way, her porns were great too. Just shout out Jenna Jameson. Her porns were great. She did all the dirty stuff, put it in every hole, but she was fucking fine. She looked good, fucking on film, and she became famous. Then you have your Tara Patricks of the world.
Tara Patrick.
Tara Patrick became the one after Jenna Jameson. But I guess after that, some say, what's her name? Alicia Gray, something Gray. Sasha Gray. She was in that HBO show, Entourage.
But these are like one...
outliers. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just jump in porn and be famous just because you open your legs to some strangers with big dicks. Like, there is no quick shoot to the top. You may think you're a beautiful bitch, but it's not up to you. It's up to the
world.
It's up to the customers that are taking it in, and you could just be just a regular bitch.
Yeah. And here's the truth serum, because I asked you famously on the drive over, hey man, would you let Bill Clinton watch your 5-year-old daughter? And I said, yeah, I would let Bill Clinton watch my 5-year-old. And then you beat me to it. But would you let him watch your 16-year-old daughter?
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. So here's the true serum. Anthony.
Okay.
Would you let a woman that has been a porn actress, would you let her babysit your children?
How old are my children?
All right, let me give you some different scenarios.
Okay.
In the first scenario, they're toddlers.
I'm fine with it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here to tell you, my wife wouldn't. It doesn't matter what age. My wife is not letting someone that has been in porn.
So my thinking on this is this, man. If you're talking about somebody that's ultra famous, and now I'm like everybody knows them, or I just heard that they may have dabbled in porn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I would have a big time vetting conversation with them, but how many bitches actually did porn? It just wasn't on camera. So it's hard for me to kind of judge in that way, other than like this bitch need money and she's not doing it, even though it'll be easier for her to go make money that way versus doing some babysitting shit. So you have to make a different mindset shift to watch them kids, right? I mean, you're saying it like you put me in a position like I need my kids to be watched, but the person that did some porn. So it's like, I don't like it, but if I absolutely need them as toddlers, I'll be only gone for an hour or two. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gone for 5-6 hours.
So you're saying, like, you can vet a porn star and they can watch your toddlers.
Man, again, I think you put me in a precarious situation. For instance, a porn star can make so much money doing porn shit, right? But if she need money that bad, you know, like I said, I can only limit her to like 2 hours. Like, that'll be hard for me to be gone longer than that.
I mean, if I can let someone watch my kid, what does it matter how many hours?
Because eventually, like, if you limit somebody from having the opportunity to make a bad decision, then the less time they have, the less opportunity they have to make those bad decisions. That's my thinking. It could be wrong.
You're like, I can let a porn star watch my kids, but like 30 minutes, 45.
Right. Like, look, bitch, I ain't gonna be gone long. Don't.
I knew I shouldn't have let you watch my kid for 45 minutes. Came back, you just broke out the heroin. See? I knew you couldn't go 45 minutes without doing some heroin.
I don't know, man. It's a tough question for me.
Well, I'm not blowing you up on this, because here is the hypocrisy in all of this. We all watch porn. So we want porn to exist, but will we let these bitches watch our kids? And I'm here to tell you, my wife took a hard no on this one.
Because she belonged to the streets. That's the mentality. Once you put yourself out there like that, then you belong to the streets.
Is that what it is? Because I don't know. There's just an instinct kicking in where I'm like,
She makes bad decisions. That's what it is. You're like, I can't trust this bitch. She makes bad decisions. I don't need you to make a bad decision with my kid. Like, you thought it was okay to put your face on camera and share it to the world for $1,500. Like, that ain't gonna follow you for the rest of your life?
Well, I think that's what this segment is kind of following. Is I don't think it does follow them anymore, man.
What?
I don't think it follows them anymore. You can be a stripper and become Cardi B. You can do, like, whatever.
Again, man, we're talking about a very few handful of women that were able to flip it into some fame and fortune.
All right, so we've kind of put down a baseline. We've kind of put down a baseline of where women have started in the adult industry.
That shit fucking with me too, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, you had to pull it down?
Yeah, it was messing me up. You got music?
Yeah, you're the one that brought up these bitches belong to the streets.
Yeah.
I had to bring in the Glenn Frey. You belong to the city. You belong to the night.
Yeah.
No, man, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like, we kind of visited the adult industry, right? And the adult industry used to be, as we have pointed out in this segment, it used to kind of be something that was out there. It was over there. The idea of talking about a porn star babysitting your children, it's almost like, why even talk about hypotheticals like that, right?
Yeah, because it won't happen.
It'll never happen.
Yeah.
It would never happen.
Not now.
Not now. And we go to what this segment is titled, where we talk about OnlyFans. Anthony, I know you have some stories. I know you have some stories about this.
I got no stories, man. I got opinions. And my opinion is,
you belong
you
to the night.
It was an escalation, man, that women took it. And it's been an escalation of annoyance. And it seems like it all started with selfies. You know how
I might need to get you your preacher towel on this one, because I'm already feeling this. You're like, it started with selfies.
It did, man. It started with selfies when women got used to being able to flaunt themselves online, getting all this attention for free, and being told that they're just the most beautiful. That for whatever reason, guys have simped so hard on selfies, right? So women got they got so used to all the simp comments with selfies, they had to take it to another level. Cause selfies is not good enough.
Everybody's doing selfies now.
Yeah, even guys now, right? So now it's time to be an Insta thought. Go on Instagram, and Instagram now you can have. Well, no, you know what happened? Snapchat. Was Snapchat before Instagram or after?
No, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Instagram came first.
Yeah, but Instagram wasn't so like they didn't have the premier like pay to see people Instagrams until Snapchat came with Snapchat Premium or some shit like that, right? So,
bullshit like that.
Bitches out here selling videos of themselves for 30-second videos or 1-minute videos.
And I'm sure in the beginning that this started as like, all right, you want to see all my pictures of me in bikinis and stuff?
Right.
But then they had to keep escalating, didn't it?
It kept going. It kept going to its full-blown porn on Instagram, on InstaChat, Snapchat.
InstaChat?
Yeah, Snap.
InstaSnap.
Snapper Chat.
And Snapgram. InstaChat and Snapgram.
Face a look. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this shit. And and guess what happened, man? It's these guys that's out here that's so fucking desperate to see women play out what they see on porn sites. The cam girls. Now you got girls out here being cam girls on porn sites, right? And now these are just your amateur women out here can make money by putting the camera on their lap. They had the camera on the laptop, and they can show themselves to the world for a little bit of cash at this point, right?
Now, effect number one was it really fucked up the dating market. And we've talked about this on the show many, many times before, but this really fucked up the sexual market value of women, because we all know women don't need sex like men do. But boy, they need that validation.
Yeah.
And typically, if you were the only guy she desired, giving her validation, that was okay, because she didn't want validation from the guys in the high school that were trying to talk to her, because then she might have to try to talk back to them. But on Instagram, it was perfect, because you could just get all the validation and you didn't have to talk to these dudes. They just hit that like button. That like button changed the sexual market value forever after that.
And the heart button.
And the heart button,
on Instagram. The heart button was I guess it's hearts and likes on Instagram. but the likes on Facebook and the hearts on Instagram is the downfall of the psyche of the women, because they. And the thing is that women kind of get fucked up is that guys that like you or heart you just like you enough to fuck. They're not genuinely interested in you. But does that even matter for women? It's just the idea that this guy would like to fuck me is good enough? Is that what that was? Or do you think these women actually think if this guy had a chance, he would wife me up or gal me up?
Oh, I don't think women know the difference between that. This is where you hear women complaining, oh, I think all he wants to do is fuck me. Now, what that means is that's a man that she desires, right? She desires him. She desires a relationship with him, but she's trying to shame him into a relationship by saying, all he wants to do is fuck. Right now, I do.
Initially, anybody that steps to you, that's their mindset.
Yeah. And by the way, if that's not their mindset, I guarantee you're talking to a simp beta male. Because if it's just...
Or he's denying his true nature.
That's very well said. That's very well said. And or it could be, this is the hottest bitch he's ever been with. These women... I mean, but women instinctively know this. We don't have to coach women. We don't have to coach women with this shit. They instinctively become unattracted to men that want to boo up with them too quickly.
Yeah.
This is not something we need. We're not giving you some light bulb moment with this. But what Anthony, I think, is trying to point out is all this selfie shit. And we haven't even gotten OnlyFans yet. Because watch Anthony's passion level go very high. But I think what Anthony's trying to say is, if we didn't have these fucking simps, sexual market would have never gotten as fucked up as it is right now. Okay. So Anthony, we've covered, you go to Instagram, you go to Snapchat.
Yeah.
And then
the porn site cam girls.
The porn site cam girls.
Yeah.
Which, wow. Have you, sidebar to this, Anthony, have you seen the new porns where they will not show the girl's face? Yeah, this is becoming more and more popular, and these are the only girls that get away with this are, I mean, they're fucking dimes. Like, you've never seen, like, these bitches, their body, these bitches look like fucking movie stars. They're like, you can tell they do
cross.
How
do you see their face then?
You will see like the bottom of their chin. In different scenes, you'll see the top of the eyes, but you're never going to get a still of them with a dick in their mouth. And they've become very, very good at this. I didn't realize you'd never seen this. Yeah, this is a way for them to do this shit and still stay anonymous.
Man, if you in the chat, man, if y'all seen this blurred fucking...
Oh, it's not blurred. You know what? If they do ever slip up, they will go and blur it. But they've gotten very, very good at this.
So what's the point? Because
you get to have your cake and eat it too. You get to do porn but stay anonymous.
Fuck that. I want to know that this bitch is doing porn.
Somebody knows because somebody's there fucking her, right?
Yeah, but no, I don't want you to get away with this. I don't want you to get away with it. Because if you a porn bitch, I want to know you was a porn bitch.
Well, let's just jump right into the OnlyFans thing then. Because, Anthony, that's what you say these OnlyFans girls are. You and I have had girls confess to us that they have an OnlyFans. Like, by the way, girls that we're seducing.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, check out my OnlyFans.
I'm done.
Anthony, and you gave me a light bulb moment. I was like, you're right. These bitches get to do this nasty shit.
Well, they get to objectify their body, right?
Be hoes.
And be paid for it off some simps. But don't want you to do it because you're the one objectifying their body. But you're objectifying it because it's natural for you to be attracted to them in that way. And now that they flipped it and said, well, if I'm going to be objectified, I'm going to get paid for it. But don't you dare treat me like I'm a hoe or a slut.
And don't you dare judge me.
Right, you can't judge me. You're not allowed to. Because I'm independent and my sexual deviance is my own business and you can't control. I don't want to. I don't really want to be involved in that shit, man. But I've seen videos where girlfriends are in arguments with their boyfriend because they made a fucking OnlyFans page. And how disrespectful is that? That if I'm with you, if you made an OnlyFans page after I was with you, whatever. But I'm with you and you make an OnlyFans page, that's a level of disrespect I can't take. So, fine, make an OnlyFans page, but we ain't together no more. But she was like upset that he was upset about her making one.
Because Anthony, this empowers them, right?
I was like, man, hold up, you trying to incite violence right now. The other side of it too that pisses me off is that the reason these women are able to make OnlyFans is because simps are funding the fuckery. And they're funding it to the point where bitches are making damn near $250,000 on this shit.
What was the other excuse you heard? You're like, I have to do OnlyFans because you don't take care of me. You don't pay for all my shit.
Are you gonna pay my bills? Well, then I have to get an OnlyFans.
That's the only job that she can do. Anthony.
Again, they've thrown women's rights down the fucking toilet because it's like you've been your whole life been saying I'm more than my body. I'm more than my what's in between my legs. I'm more than just sex. But as soon as you got the opportunity to be out here and do whatever the fuck you want to do, you don't get it. You don't start your own business. You don't try to jump in and be a partner with another business and try to do some investments or use your brain. The first thing you fucking do is go back to selling your fucking body. But you're pissed off that guys see you that way.
You're also pissed off that men lose attraction for you when they see you doing hoish shit.
Well, they ain't gonna lose attraction for you. They could get hard and they'll fuck you, but guess what? They ain't gonna try to keep you.
No.
They'll fuck you for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then keep it moving.
That's a thing, and we've talked about this on the show time and time again, but if you're tuning in for the first time, women do not understand that men, and again, what is attraction? It's what's in our head. If you don't believe attraction is silly, explain to me why men love big titties. Doesn't make a lot of sense, logically. Just big old titties hanging off. Why is that attractive? When you look at a cow and see them big old udders on their belly, like, damn, that cow is sexy.
Got some big ass nipples.
Damn, look at the nipples. Whoa.
That's some supple ass.
It doesn't make any sense. So honestly, human attraction doesn't really make any sense. If aliens came down, we wouldn't be able to explain why we think big booties are hot. It's just in our fucking DNA, right? Well, one of the things in our DNA, and there's a lot of theories about this, but one of the things in our DNA is men are repulsed by overly promiscuous women. Now, with the modern age, in our Western culture, this has changed because women have shamed us into changing this shit. But if you're being honest with yourself and your own loins, when you see, if you walked in and your wife was taking a dick in every hole, you would never be attracted to her the same way
ever
that you were before seeing this. And women don't think it's fair that we find it repulsive when they're promiscuous. Bitch, it ain't fair, but I can only be attracted to what I'm attracted to. It's not fair that you think Kate Upton is hotter than a 500-pound woman. Okay. Okay. Look, dude, attraction is not a choice. We have in our head what we're attracted to, and we can't change it. No one's, boys or girls, we're not trying to insult anyone by not being attracted to them, but we're attracted to what the fuck we're attracted to. Now, if you had to put men in a category, and just generalize all of us, we love big ass and big titties and a small hip to waist ratio. There's a lot of theories behind this. Those women look more fertile. They look like they can care for our offspring better. So this has now been imprinted into our DNA. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out, right, guys? But why don't we like promiscuous women? Many human behavioralists theorize it's because we could not know for certain if the offspring that we're taking our time and energy to care for, we cannot know that it's really ours. So we find very promiscuous women very repulsive. And Anthony, this goes back to your point where you're like, these bitches think that they can just do this shit and we still look at them like they're wifey material?
Nope. One of the things
But it's not fair, Anthony. I mean, guys get to sleep around. Guys get to sleep around, Anthony.
And I'll
it's different because there's two different fucking genders, man.
And I'll give you a perfect example of if your wife was to tell all her friends how great you were and how great you were in bed, this and that, and her friends got an opportunity to sleep with you, they will want to do that.
And I've had it happen.
And not because they don't think about, well, damn, he just doing whatever he can to her. I don't want him doing that to me. Yes, they want him doing that to them. That's the thing, and they think different that way. Because think about how many women that will want to be with Will Smith, for instance.
Yeah, women are not repulsed by promiscuous men. Women desire men that are promiscuous, and this is just in our DNA as humans, man.
Guess what? Because they think that they can get an opportunity if that guy likes to sleep with different women. Because now they may be one of the selected few
that he boos up with, right?
Yeah, and they get to lay claim that they were with this said guy, right? If he's this top alpha guy, right? So it's different for them versus for us because they think that way. They think that we should think the same way, and it's just not. It's just not accurate.
But Anthony, it's not fair. Anthony, how come women get to have vaginas and titties and we don't get to have it? Is what that fucking sounds like, ladies. Just so y'all fucking know. That's what that sounds like. The genders should have equal rights. Anthony, we've always said on this show, we're the real feminists, right?
Well,
we believe in equal rights for women.
Human rights. It doesn't matter about your gender.
Right.
Right.
But we believe same rights, should have the same career opportunities. You should have, if you want to do the job, and you have to do it just as well.
Well, I was about to say, like, don't use your gender, as long as you're not using your gender as a way that's like, well, I can do that job, but it'll be easier for me. I want it easier for me because I'm a woman. You can't play that role.
Well, you're not going to get paid as much if you play that role, and you shouldn't be.
Right.
So you want equal work for equal pay, you have to do the equal work, right?
Yeah.
And here's the big thing that we do as the true feminists on this show. We believe you should be criticized. They don't like that part, though. Men get criticized daily, not just by our bosses and our leaders and things like that. We get criticized by our own friends. Women don't like pushback, do they? Women women are just about as good with pushback as Joe Biden is. You ever see that dude get thrown just like a question he just didn't like it? How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, if you're one of these guys that's out here supporting this shit, OnlyFans, I don't care what you do in your own house and you pay. I think it's like from when I researched, it's like $10 to be a member
a month.
Yeah. But
not a lot, right?
Not a lot of money. However, fellas, you are only a fan. That's the only thing you can be to her.
Oh man, Anthony, will you repeat that, please?
You are only a fan.
You're only a fan, and here's the thing, guys. Once you fan zone is same thing as friend zone.
Anytime you come out of pocket for a woman that's being, it's like a stripper. They'll never respect you if you become a customer. You'll never be able to take that chick out on no date. If you go to the strip club and you give her $1 for stripping, she do not want to fuck with you outside of that strip club.
Unless she's your girlfriend.
But
that is the worst part about dating a stripper. When you go up to the club, now you can't fuck with any of the other strippers, and you have to tip your girlfriend every time she goes on stage. Then you got to watch other motherfuckers tip your girlfriend and go up on stage. Again, guys, it's okay. Embrace who you are. Promiscuous women are unattractive to us. I was watching a thing on MTV one time, Anthony. It was one of these little docu-series, and dude was dating a stripper, and he was trying to like rationalize it to the viewer. He was like, man, that guy went up there and tipped my girlfriend, you know, like part of me inside. I'm sorry, this is a guy, white guy that was talking very hip hopish. Is the term we use on this. He was a white guy, like, man, sometimes like I'll be getting jealous and stuff, but it's like what I really need to do is I need to go shake that man's hand because like I'm gonna be able to pay my rent because of him. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out, bruh.
Okay.
Good looking out, bruh.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll be good with the stripper not being my girlfriend.
I got a story, man.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, I have a friend telling me he was in the military. He's in Army, and he said he was dating the stripper. And at first, he didn't know she was a stripper. No, yeah. At first, he didn't know she was a stripper, but then when he found out, he was cool with it, right? But he wasn't really like paying attention to her like that. But she asked him if he could give her a ride to a place at a hotel and wait for her to come back out. And he started to put two and two together. He started realizing that she was fucking these guys in the hotel's room and then coming back, and like she would come and break him off a little money for taking her, right? And so he said that she started kind of like catching feelings for him because every now and then they would fuck around. And she was like, well, I'm starting to catch feelings for you. I kind of want you to be, you know, my boyfriend, shit like that. And he was kind of like, no, I ain't trying to be your boyfriend. You know, I'll fuck you, but I ain't going to be your boyfriend, right? But he was kind of like, well, she keep breaking me off and taking him out to eat and shit like that. After
I got to pay her back.
Yeah, he had to like kind of, all right, well, if you're doing all this for me, then if you're going to keep this up, then I'll be your boyfriend for that, all right? But he would tell me, like, psychologically what he would have to do. He said because he said he felt like a pimp in this situation because after she would come back from one of her dates or one of her drop-offs, that he would kiss her in the mouth. Bruh, I was like, wait, you would do what? He was like, yeah, man, I had to psychologically let her know that it don't bother me so that she went harder in the paint for him after that. Like, he made her feel like nothing was wrong with it, what she was doing. But
I'm going to tell you here in a second why I don't believe him. Keep going with the story, though.
Soon as she said she wanted to stop doing the prostituting thing, he said he didn't want to be with her no more because the money was gonna stop. and all that. So he was like, after she stopped saying that, he said, because I didn't want to be with her as a girlfriend after I known she did all that. As long as I was getting money and getting paid and getting shit like that, I was cool with it. And I'll pretend I'll play the role of boyfriend for her to keep that up. But soon as, like, she wanted to be for real with him, he was like, nah, I can't do it.
Devil's advocate on this? How well did you know this person?
I don't know. I didn't ask that question.
No. How well did you know this person that this happened to?
I worked with him for a while.
Years?
Yeah.
Close friends?
I mean, we're above associates.
I would say, do you trust him?
Yeah, I trust him.
Because what sounds more likely happened is my question here. Was, first of all, what more likely happened is that she ended things with him. This could be true, but let me tell you what I think was happening. This bitch was trying to get him to be her pimp. She was trying to get him to take that role. I think the kissing on the lips thing was a shit test. Like, is this dude strong enough to pimp me?
No, he did it. She didn't do it. He would when she would come back to the car. He said he purposely would grab her by the back of her hair and kiss her.
Okay, that's the grossest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Exactly. But that's what he in his mind, he thought that's what he had to do to get her locked into it. And he said he was cool with it as long as the money kept flowing and she was taking him out and shit. And so, but as soon as she didn't want to do the sex anymore and, well, as far as like doing that, making money, she just wanted to just be his girlfriend. He was like, nah. He's like, you ain't doing that. I ain't into that. I don't really want to.
Sounds good.
I'm just
it's just not adding up to me. It's not adding up to me that he wanted to kiss her on the lips after her sucking another dude's dick. And by the way, I believe that she caught feelings first, but I think it was more of a daddy issues thing where she wanted this dude to pimp her. To me, she was trying to, without coming right out and saying, "Hey, I want you to be my pimp." She was like trying to communicate with him subtly. Hey, I feel too embarrassed to ask you to be my pimp, but I want you to be my pimp. And I'm just going to put you in situations where you are my pimp.
Yeah,
so that you become this.
I don't disagree with it. I'm telling you what a beta mindset can take you, where you can say.
And he had a beta mindset?
Yeah.
You know him better than me.
Yeah,
okay.
All day. What I'm saying is, if you're a guy that's not used to that, and that's your first encounter of that, and then you have that happen to you, and you're like, I don't want to lose it. I'm going to have to treat her like a girlfriend so she can stay around. So he didn't understand that he didn't have to do it to keep it.
100% no, dude. She was putting him in situation. And by the way, when she was fucking him emotionally. She's like, Daddy, make sure I'm safe. Daddy, make sure that these guys don't rape me or beat me up or try to screw me over. I feel close to you, and now I want to sleep with you. We're going to get back to OnlyFans, but this is an important thing. Anthony, I know you're going to agree with me on this. Fellas, I need you to understand something. Because a lot of times girls that you should not be having feelings for will get feelings for you first. Let me say this, and I want you to grab this sentiment, and I want you to use this not only with women you're dating, but with men too. Guys, you do not have to reciprocate. Let me repeat myself. You do not have to reciprocate when people do shit for you, especially if you didn't ask them to do it. So, Anthony, hey, man, check it out, dude. What the fuck, man? 3 weeks in a row, man, I came over there and I washed your car for you, dude. I mean, the fuck?
Appreciate it.
What the fuck, dude? Like, I mean, my car's dirty today. I mean,
So,
I'm really tired after work.
So you wash my car so that I will wash your car.
I didn't say that, man. Do what you want. This is how bitches sound, by the way. No, I mean, do what you want. I'm just saying that I've washed your car 3 times.
Oh, so you was keeping count. Okay.
Whatever your conscience.
Matter of fact, I didn't even know. You didn't even have to do that because I get my shit clean anyway. A free service.
Well, I guess you can't change the past that I cleaned your car 3 times, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Just whatever your conscience tells you. My car's dirty. Whatever. No, dude. Anthony did not ask me to clean his car. These bitches, when they get feelings for you, you didn't ask them to get feelings for you. Maybe you weren't ready for a relationship. Just because she gets feelings first, guys, does not mean because she broke you off some pussy that you have to reciprocate the feelings. I'm not going to tell the story again because I've told it a bunch of times, but there was a girl who tried to tell me, hey, I'm only sleeping with you now, so it's fine. I'm on birth control. You can come in me all you want.
Mm.
And I had to be like,
hell.
Well, I was like, well, thank you. That's very flattering.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, aren't you going to say? No, I wasn't going to say anything because I'd already decided. You and I actually talked about this week, didn't we? I had already decided my big principle was like, I am not going to be fucking forced into a relationship ever here's my pound on the desk moment.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just so pat because I always ended up bad relationships because these bitches twisted my fucking arm. Guys, you do not have to reciprocate. Anthony, you have any reciprocation stories? Where a bitch did some shit for you so you felt like, all right, well, she's giving me good pussy, so
back in the day, all the time.
Every guy, right? Because it's just how guys are built, man.
Yeah.
We're like, man, you did something cool for me. I want to do something cool for you too.
Yeah,
you know?
I was definitely guilt-ridden by women.
Right. Because that's how they roll.
So
right?
I was always caught up in some shit because they made me feel bad because they felt some kind of way about it. And it's like, damn, and the thing is, people should be held accountable for their own emotions. I can't make you feel a certain way about me. You got caught up in my actions, and now you feel a certain way about me. I didn't make you do shit. You know what I mean? I can't make you be my friend. You decide on your own that, you know what? I want to be this guy's friend. That's how that play out. I can't force you to be a friend to me, no matter what I do or say. If you don't want to be my friend, you can choose to not do that. Just like you can let it go, or you can deepen it. It's all on your shoulders. You can't blame someone for how you are feeling. But that's another psychological conversation.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where, like, guys, you don't have to reciprocate. You don't have to do this thing where a woman's like
trying to make you play catch up.
Yeah, right. Well, I have feelings for you. You don't have feelings for me? That must mean you're a bad person.
Right. Or I must care about you more because I caught feelings first.
But you guys, a lot of you are terrified of women being mad. We've had a topic about that on a few previous podcasts. A lot of you guys are terrified of women being mad. Versus,
is she gonna leave?
Oh no, she's not away? Happy. And we're gonna do a segment over this coming up here in the next few weeks. We talked about this on the phone earlier this week. Man, if you have a rotation, it fixes all these problems for you. And we're going to tease that segment because that's a 1 hour segment all by itself. But getting back to OnlyFans, Anthony, it's kind of the same thing. You have to have the power to stand on your own and be like, OnlyFans is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that. That's not fair. I feel empowered when I'm on OnlyFans. No, bitch, you feel like you're getting validation, and you're getting validation not because men fucking like you. You're getting validation and attention because you're being a fucking hoe.
Yeah. And
what is a hoe? Bitches that get paid to do sexual shit.
Yeah. and don't try to come at me and say that. Well, I'm not having sex with people, and I'm just showing my body. I'm dancing naked, or you know what I'm saying. It's like I'm a stripper.
I've never had
on the
sex.
internet.
I've only had it put in my ass. I'm a virgin.
I'm only using
Bitch.
dildos, or you know what I'm saying. Like, bitch, do you do that? Do when people come over your house to visit you? Do you just play with you're just on the couch playing with yourself, talking about, oh, come on in, guys. I'm just
I didn't sleep
rubbing
with
this
them.
out real quick.
I didn't sleep
be
with
right
them. I
with
just
you.
put a dildo in my pussy in front of them. That's all I did. That's so funny, dude, because you're right. Only way you would fucking do that is on the internet.
Yeah.
Bitch, motherfuckers come over your house for Netflix and chill. They don't just walk in. You're like, oh, sorry, let me finish up real quick.
Yeah.
Just spread eagle, dildo going in and out of your vagina. Like,
You seen this? This somebody sent me a TikTok where these women are pretending to go down on their guy. They get on their knees in front of him.
you put it in our Facebook group.
I did. Okay.
Yeah. You put it where the women drop to their knees.
Yeah.
And start to put their hair in a ponytail.
Yeah. And reach for something else instead of it's like they think that is funny, right?
They think that's clever as fuck.
Right. And it's like
I'm gonna bring up another clever thing because I know you love when we play clips on the show.
Knowing what our nature is, and they play into that, pretending that something is gonna happen that is not. And then when we get upset that we don't get it because it was false or fake, it's like, all right, then you gonna juke me and fake me out? Okay, then that's cool. I don't like it. I don't like it, but you know, you pissing me off about it.
But it's funny, Anthony. Isn't it funny?
It's not funny.
I'm faking like I'm giving you a blowjob.
But what if we flipped it and we did the same thing to them? Like we pulled out a whole bunch of money, Wesley.
That's fucking bull.
And
pull out a bunch of money.
And you was like, babe, wait, did you say you wanted to go shopping today? Oh, hold on. And you start taking out some money. And then you put in the envelope. And then you're like, oh, no, that's some bills. I'm about to pay bills. Go ahead, go shopping. I was just wondering that's what you were doing. If you played that, joke on them, do they think that's funny? And you're like, why would you do that? Well, it's just, those are the type of things that I just despise, man, because it's like, don't play with my emotions like that.
Yeah. And boy, these bitches think they are clever as fuck with their little jokes, right? There was a clip where it was put in the red pill phone tap. Anthony, did you see that it was put in the red pill phone tap where Amy Klobuchar was repeating that same story about Donald Trump?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
you were
man.
telling me about it, but I didn't see it.
Good. Then I get to see you react on it. I'm going to find the video.
It was some joke you said she kept repeating.
Oh, man. And she just keeps changing. She keeps changing, like, she's saying it in different places. She's in different outfits. I'm going to, here, how about I play this version of it? It's like women think this is so fucking funny.
He sent out a tweet. He made fun of me for talking about climate change in the middle of a blizzard, and he called me Snow Woman. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard.
So
I wrote back, hey,
different place.
Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I
Uh-oh. Different look.
The science is on my side. And I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Sometimes, if you haven't noticed, you use a little humor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is this is sad, bro. Is that the
And he called me Snow Woman. So I wrote to see how your hair would.
This bitch went. She got one joke.
one?
She kept on.
And it's not even that funny.
It's not even that funny, man.
Oh my gosh. Cause
Oh man.
that's horrible. I'm sorry, listeners, you had to go through that. But
That's what it sounds like when women think that they have some funny shit.
oh, that's horrible, man.
Now hold on, man. There are
crazy.
some funny women, but they're very much outliers. When's the last time you've been at a party and there was just some funny bitch that just kept you laughing?
Oh yeah, not kept me laughing. No.
I mean, there are funny women. Whitney
Yeah.
Cummings,
Yeah.
Nikki Glazer. Nikki Glazer is really funny, especially at roasts. But as you pointed out earlier, they're outliers. So Anthony, what do they have to do? OnlyFans. You can't take care of me, so I gotta hoe myself out on the internet.
Man, what these guys? What did she say? You're not gonna pay my bills, this and that. So you gonna have to. So the only time you can pay your bills is showing your ass. Is that really how you make money? And if I tell you, hey babe, we're short on rent. I need you to go and sell your ass. Hey, team player, right? We're partnering in this.
You're blowing my mind on this because that's a very good point. What if you suggested she did it?
Yeah, she'll lose her fucking mind.
What the fuck? I
And
ain't no
guess what?
fucking hoe.
She not getting that money to share with you, bruh. That's hers. What is yours is ours, and what's hers is hers. If she ain't sharing that shit, man. She was like, "It's my body, it's my money." That's what she gonna tell you.
Before we leave to go to the next segment, Anthony, what is, just you personally, what do you find the most repulsive about it?
That they don't take accountability that this is some underground shit that you're doing, but yet you want to still have a regular life.
Right.
After that's the repulsive part for me.
Yeah, you don't get to.
There's no accountability in it at all. It's just.
And by the way, Jenna Jameson don't have a normal life. She got famous. She got rich.
Yeah, but you can always be known as a porn star. You're gonna always be known as a bitch that spread her legs for money.
Yeah.
That's what gets attached to you. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You don't get to go back to being a normal woman after you spread your legs for America.
That is the you just said it so perfectly. That's the main idea of this. Once you become a hoe, you don't get to go back to normal in our eyes. That being said, Jenny McCarthy is, for some reason, Karen loves Jenny McCarthy, but I guess Jenny McCarthy never did porn. She posed nude in Playboy. That's it, right?
I don't know.
I think you get away with posing nude in Playboy by current standards, right?
Yeah. What was
Kim
her name?
Kardashian posed nude in Playboy.
And so did the girl from Clueless.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Stacey Dash.
What else was she in? She was a hottie, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad that I can't remember what else she's in.
And didn't Halle Berry do it too?
I don't know. We can go ahead and look that up live.
I know Stacey Dash for sure. I know Kim Kardashian for sure. I think Halle Berry did it as well. Now everybody's gonna be looking up Halle Berry and Playboy.
Now, she made Playboy's Sexiest Celebs.
Okay.
I don't think we've seen Halle Berry's vagina.
Okay, so not
do
Halle
you?
Berry. Just Stacey Dash. Okay.
Did Halle Berry
Pose for Playboy.
pose for Playboy?
Probably not.
No, we've all seen Halle Berry nude.
Yeah.
We watched the movie
what was it? Fish?
Swordfish.
Swordfish, yeah.
Halle Berry never got anybody to watch a movie
Monsters
more.
Ball.
Well, Monsters Ball she had sex in it, right?
Yeah, she had sex.
There's a movie called it's not called Requiem. It's called something where what's her name from Sin City? Full Frontal.
Okay.
But you know what?
Full Frontal is still art.
Rosario Dawson. And to your point, Anthony, there's Greek and Roman statues.
Yeah.
Of naked men and women.
Yeah. Like there's something that can be nude and artistic in the same light.
You can look at a woman's vagina and still think of beauty. You don't think beauty when a bitch is getting railed by 3 fucking dudes in every hole.
Think about what if you're on the OnlyFans page and you want money. And guys know that you're wanting money from them, they're gonna ask you to do some vile shit. It may be shit you never done before, but because they was like, I'll do this if you tip me this. Now, everything that you do is a transaction. You think after you are getting money from guys online that when you go back into your regular life that you're not going to have that same transactional mindset about your body anymore? You think that's going to stop because you don't have a fucking laptop camera in front of you or a phone?
Here's the other thing that women do not know about themselves.
It's disgusting.
Is well, we do as men, we find it repulsive, but also women do not know about themselves is the more men you sleep with, the more it affects how you view sex and your body. Mm-hmm. A woman who slept with 10 men views herself and her body and just being able to connect with a partner, and I'm talking about a relationship, being able to connect with a partner using sex is a lot easier to do with a woman that's had 10 partners versus one that's had 310 partners. Yeah. And then women just run through dudes in their early 20s, and we're not the only ones saying this. Tune in to anything Donovan Sharp does, whom Anthony and I are big fans of, and he talks about that a lot. When women run through lots and lots of sexual partners, it makes it very difficult for them to value sex with their partner. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. When we're talking about Rosario Dawson with full frontal nudity, the name of that movie is Trance. I didn't want you guys to go crazy and be like, what movie is it? I want to see Rosario Dawson's kitty. And by the way, the movie is good too. So you can tune in for that movie.
I like her as an actress.
Love her as an actress. I would say Rosario Dawson, as far as acting, one of my favorite of all time. Yeah. Her acting is amazing. She's a real cool chick in real life. Yeah. Huge fan of her acting.
Me too.
Bruno says on the live stream, Wesley's going to have to clean that search history after tonight. Actually, Bruno, don't have to do that in this house. When you find a woman that you have vetted, you can just be yourself all the time.
I was talking about a book called Mode 1. If you can get that book, Bruno, read that book.
Well, don't tease it like that. What's it about, Anthony?
Oh, Mode 1 is about being able to be honest about who you are and say what you want, no matter what, to a female. And because she wants to know what you're thinking anyway. It's just the thing is you give her the ability to have no responsibility for sex because you took it away from her and you established yourself as the dominant force in the moment. So Mode 1 is one of my favorite Alan Roger Curry books.
I was going to say, is that the book that I'm bringing up here by Alan Roger Curry, Mode 1?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Jesus, I can't believe I'm learning about this on our podcast. Why didn't you tell me about this shit before?
I mean, it's dangerous though. Mode 1 can be dangerous in the wrong hands.
Well, it's obvious how you feel about me now.
Well, you don't need it. I mean, I if I thought that you would need it, I would probably mention it. But a lot of guys don't have the ability to be able to control conversation sexually. So
I will tell you that when you are yourself, and I'm talking to, remember guys, Anthony's the one that's still out on these streets and dating. I'm the guy that brings the relationship side of this to the show. And I'll tell you, in a relationship, when you are yourself all the time, it's going to cause conflict. It's going to, it will create trouble. But, and we'll go in a sidebar here for a second before we go into our next segment. Anthony, we had an interesting experience last week, didn't we? I asked my wife, because we're living in a world of canceling people, right? And we were sitting around, you and I were doing some bourbon tasting last week. We were sitting around, and I asked my wife, I was like, hey, if Anthony and I, if this bourbon tasting thing took off, and people really liked it, and we had a contract, but they were like, man, we listen to these fucking red pill phone tap shit, though. We listen to that shit, and this shit's got to go. No, sir. We cannot give you a contract on tasting bourbon for a living, each of you getting paid $375,000 a year to do your bourbon show. This red pill phone tap's got to go. And I was like, so if we're sitting around with lawyers, what will we do? Because that's a big chunk of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's change your life money.
Yeah.
That's like $375K a year over 5 years. If you live like Anthony and I live,
Yeah.
that could set you up
Yeah, that's
from now on.
money for us. Yeah.
For us, yeah. We're not going to go out and do something stupid like buy an Aston Martin with the first fucking paycheck.
Yeah,
we're still probably going to live our same lives, but not have to worry about working. That's just how you and I are. But it was like, but they're telling us you got to get rid of this red pill phone tap thing. So I asked my wife, you were there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I asked my wife, and I was, and we were kind of having just kind of a hypothetical, facetious conversation, right? And she was like, she kind of got quiet, and she didn't really answer. And so we just kind of went past and we went on. But then my wife must have thought about it, and my wife is a type of person, she doesn't like to fill in the blanks with words. She communicates very densely, but you could tell she thought about it all night long. Because the next morning, when you and I were hanging out and eating and shit, she's like, you know what? I thought about what you said. I think I would look at you differently if you erased that shit. No matter what kind of money. Now, I've thought about it too, Anthony.
Well, my question was...
Oh, go ahead.
When we was talking about it was... Because I think we was talking about... I think you said they said we had to delete it. And I was like, well, what would they say we had to denounce it? Like, it wasn't... We had to denounce...
I'm sorry, I didn't tell that part of the story. Yeah.
If we had to denounce it, she was like, yeah, she would look at you different if you had switched up for some money versus in your thought and like believing in who you were, because now it's like, oh, so you're not that. If it's money, if you had money, then you wouldn't be this person.
Well, in my own mind, I'd still be that person.
Right, but she wouldn't look at you the same.
Right, well, that's what she said. She says, I wouldn't look at you the same. And let me tell you why she's correct. Because Anthony, if that ever happened to us in real life, let me tell you what would happen. Because we talk about this all the time with women. When women are like, we never go to the movies anymore. This is famously said by Patrice O'Neal, right? We never go to the movies anymore. And they're complaining about not going to the movies. When you go to the movies, is that the last thing that they're going to ask for?
Hell nah.
No. You don't go to the movies anymore. Yeah. The first time that we deleted any of our shit that we really believed in, let me tell you, it wouldn't end there, right? They'd be like, well, we don't like the way you're tasting these bourbons. You know, we're going to give you a little extra money if you'll talk a little bit about Redemption High Rye. And it's like, well, I thought the whole concept of the show was to give our opinions on the whiskey. Yeah, but Redemption's dropping some money down on us. Like, come on. Be a good corporate guy, you know. And then all of a sudden, words don't mean anything anymore, do they?
Nope.
And I think my wife knows that.
Because now you're a puppet.
Because once you apologize for one thing, you're now living an apology for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I think even your fans will flip on you because now they know you're basically a politician, that you'll do whatever the money wants you to do. Politicians aren't known for keeping their words because they are the most moral people on the planet. They're like, wait,
No, sir.
Who put me in office with money, with donors, and because they don't care about the people that phone bank for them, and they ain't asking
Nope.
them what favors they want. They're the people that put money in their fucking pocket, right? So that's what they would do.
And if you're grinning right now listening to this podcast thinking that we're talking about Republicans, or you're grinning and thinking we're talking about Democrats, we're talking about, what do we say, Anthony? Both of them.
Both of them.
We talking about both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, that was interesting. Hearing my wife's opinion of like, I couldn't look at you the same. And I was like, you know what? I like that answer though. Most dumb bitches would say,
take the money,
$375 a year. Fuck that.
You better erase all that. I'll throw the water on. Yeah, that's why you gotta vet these women, bro.
Next segment's going to be a little bit of a shorter segment. I can tell already, but this is more of a public service announcement for our Red Pill community guys. Anthony, unplugging dudes from the Matrix is hard work, isn't it?
Man, it's
hard work.
It's hard, and it's one of those things where I'm very careful with. I like to.
By the way, wisely, you're careful about that.
Yeah,
I didn't learn this until later to be a lot more careful with who I'm trying to unplug.
Well, even if you watch the movie The Matrix, they even go into it like you can't pull them out too soon.
Yeah,
you got to pull them out when they're ready. And the thing is, like I'm good at this because I'm like I said, I'm an empathetic person, so I can meet you where you are, but I can tell you that there's something beyond where you are right now. So I will help you see something different, but I can't take you there. I can only show you if you follow me. You know what I mean? Like you follow the breadcrumbs, and then you'll get to where I'm trying to get you to see. But I can't just give it to you all at once, because then you'll be like, it's information overload, and it's kind of like it's hard to absorb. You're absorbing it like concrete instead of a sponge, right? It's like, it's not. I don't believe in that. That sounds like that's crazy. That sounds like that's like a dream, like a fantasy, right? Like, man, you can't tell women that. Man, you can't talk to women like that. Man, she ain't gonna give you no pussy if you say that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this big time disbelief in it because they just not ready to hear that because it's so foreign to them.
I got to tell you, those types to me are very easy to not break my heart. The types that are like saying what you're saying, you can't talk to women like that. You can't blah blah blah. It ain't that easy. And the ones that really break my heart are the ones that are like 9 months deep into the game, and they know what to do. They've already accepted that it's that this is what you're supposed to be doing, right? But they just can't fucking do it. For some goddamn reason. They cannot fucking do it. You ask them, hey man, I told you to do this. Did you do that? No. I don't understand.
What's going on? Because I remember there were some times when you would come to me about certain things, and then I'll say, okay, well, this is what you need to do going forward and that. But then you did something different. What was happening from the time you got the advice to the time where you had to actually do it?
Well, I think what you're talking about is me making some lack of experience mistakes. But I remember there was a come to Jesus moment, and just because I've known you for a lot of years. I mean, how long have we known each other, by the way?
Over 10 years.
Yeah, it's over 10 years. So you and I can communicate without words a lot, right? I can tell by your pauses, by your tone, by your body language, shit that people that have not known Anthony for 10 years, that they don't fucking see the same shit I'm seeing. And I remember we were on the phone one day, and we've told this story before, but for the sake of this segment, this is a very, very important story for this segment. And one day, Anthony and I were talking. I remember the girl that I was making mistakes on, because the girl had high level interest in me, and I thought it was humorous that I was doing shit incorrectly. I thought it was humorous. And you kind of came across the phone with this attitude of like, look, dude, there's no reason for us to download and talk about this all the time if you're just not going to do it. And you had such a black and white view of like, no, man, if you know what to do, you need to do what you know. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I remember just in your tone, in the way you delivered it, in the slow way that you responded, I remembered, I was like, okay, if I do, first of all, he's right. You know, so there's a couple things going on here. First of all, I knew I was in the wrong and you were right. But secondly, I knew, like, Anthony's not going to have patience for this kind of shit. Right? You're about to be like, oh, okay, I told you about this red pill shit once before. It kind of went over your head. I guess it's still going over your head. Yeah. And that's not where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be on the outside looking in. I wanted to be on the inside talking about all this shit because I didn't want my life to go back to the way it was before, which is what this segment is about. About today can be your rock bottom if you just decide.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you told me, you were just like, hey, if you know what to do, like, why don't you do it? It don't make any sense, man. You know? You're like, first of all, you did not join me in laughter. You didn't find it humorous for a fucking second. And I knew in that moment, I'm like, dude, if I come to him with this attitude again, he's going to just completely shut down. And I was learning so much because you and I were downloading so much.
Right, right.
And that's what you and I refer to as conversations about red pill shit. We call that a download. Because it's kind of like in the Matrix where Neo looks over at Morpheus. I just learned Kung Fu.
Right, right. He's like, show me.
Show me. Yeah. But if he went in there into the Kung Fu simulation and Morpheus is just like, yeah, you should have blocked there. Yeah, I knew I was supposed to block, but I didn't do it.
Makes no sense.
That makes no sense. Then why the fuck did you even learn Kung Fu if you're not going to use it? Right. You know? That moment changed me. Where I was like, okay, if I make mistakes because of inexperience, cool. But it's never going to be a joyous or a humorous moment when I make mistakes. Yeah. From now on. Because I'm never going to go back to where I was before. I was determined. And maybe, Anthony, is it because we're military guys? Is our tenacity a little different?
I think that is something that benefits us from being able to say, hey, this is your SOP. And you learn that, hey, I got to follow the SOP or, you know, there's going to be consequences. You know, so that's what I think benefits us from there. But I think, and I'll tell a different story about myself. I'll give a testimony about me. In my last marriage, man, I was done with feeling the way I felt when that relationship was over. And when I realized that I didn't want to feel that way anymore, I decided that day that was going to be the last time I was going to feel that way. And that's what this segment is about today, is you can decide what your rock bottom is, and it can be right now.
We'll back up a second, Anthony. That's what I think you didn't explain just then. You were like, for me, that was my rock bottom. I'm not ever going back there.
Yeah, I'm still gonna finish up on.
Oh, my bad. I because we talked about it prior.
Yeah.
I just love the way that you said it. You were like, I'm never going back there.
The thing for me was that it's because I chose that to be my bottom. It was easier for me to switch my paradigm and my mindset. So I went to whatever it is that's going to take me to never be here again. I'm going to do that. No matter what it is, no matter what it takes, no matter how long I got to study, no matter how many classes I got to take. I didn't know what it was going to take to do it, by the way. I just knew that I had to change my mindset about how I looked at shit and how I dealt with women. Now, I wasn't a guy that could never get a woman or good pussy. The way things would end and how I would felt while in those relationships and how I felt when they ended, I was always on the short end of the stick. And I wanted to stop fucking losing all the time. And when I say losing, I mean like I felt like I lost everything because I put everything into it. And so I was like, there's got to be a better way. I got to be doing something wrong for me to keep feeling like this. So I wanted that to stop. So that day I chose that for that moment on, the rest of my life, that was my rock bottom, and I was going to never feel this way again.
I remember one time in this program, I asked you a very candid question, and I can't remember what episode it was, guys. Sorry about that, but I asked you a very candid question, and I was like, and it was something along the lines of like, so what made you feel like you needed to change? And I was kind of asking you specifically, like, what made you seek out red pill knowledge? And I'll never forget, because it was one of those like, it was one of those moments where I just looked at you differently. And you were like, because every girl that I met, I thought that was going to be the one relationship. I was going to be the last relationship. And it kept not being the last relationship.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. I was like, wow, it was kind of a light bulb moment for me too. I was like, man, I think that's what happened with me too. But I'll never forget the way you articulated it was just so perfect. You're like, every single one of them, I thought that was the one, and it kept not being the one.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew something had to change. And I think that's what this segment is about. It's like, if you know what to do, then do it.
What's the point of learning this shit and getting involved in it and having to... Because if you talk to other red pill guys, you listen to them, you put a question out there, they know the answers to the test.
Oh, boy.
They got the review from the teacher, and they was able to look up the answers in the book, and if the question come up, they know the answer. But when it's time to apply this shit in life and actually do it, for some reason, they come back asking the question about, well, what do I do in this scenario? Well, damn it. Why did you even learn this information if you can't apply it? If you don't want to apply it? It's almost I ain't gonna say it's sad. It's just sickening. It's just
it makes you sick. Because I lived it. You were just like, well, fuck. Why are we even talking about all this shit? You ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're like, it was just disappointing. That was another thing. In that moment, you were very disappointed in me. Like, well, I mean, we talked about all this shit. I thought you were gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And but that was the moment that kind of changed me. I had that peer pressure. Now you asked the question, but I will give you the answer why some guys do it. You just said it. Some guys want to know all the answers for the test so that they can get on fucking social media and show everybody how fucking smart they are.
Yeah. But are they doing that in their life?
They're not living it.
Yeah.
And we've done segments on that before.
Yeah.
But it's very much like only you know if you're doing it, guys. But why do it? I mean, why learn all this shit if you're not going to do it? I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But when you and I were having this conversation earlier this week, because I was disappointed about someone I'm trying to help, right? And we were talking, and again, we're gonna have to talk about this next week. I'll tease this again. When you have a rotation, a healthy rotation, a lot of problems fix themselves, don't they? Yeah. You don't spend too much time with one bitch because you got to juggle 4 others.
Yeah, the rotation feeds. It forces you to be able to know what the fuck you're doing, because it's gonna be too much coming at you at once, and you gotta know how to fucking put that ball over the net when it's coming at you on a backspin or coming at you at 97 miles an hour and then coming at 197 miles an hour. Like, there's different things coming at you at once when you're dealing with multiple women versus dealing with one woman at a time, and you can get to know her. But when you got multiple women going on at the same time and they all got different backgrounds and different attitudes, and some of them are more touchy-feely, some are more sexual oriented, less sexual oriented. Like, some are like high status type women, some are just homely women. Like, you're on a whole spectrum of different women when you got a rotation, and you got to be able to bounce back and forth. And when you're conversing back and forth, you got to know exactly what you're dealing with. And if you don't, you'll fuck that up so bad. It's gonna be a sad day for you. I remember when I first started building the roster. The shit that was funny to me, I had lost a whole roster within 2 weeks.
Wow, really?
Yes, and
but you had to experience that too, right?
I got them, and I was like floating them, and I was like, and it's just, if I lost all of them, man, and it was like, what the fuck just happened? How did I just lose everybody, man? And I was like, wow, I gotta do better. What did I do? So I had to go back and look at how I dealt with situations, and basically I was trying to treat everybody the same. And
which you kind of want to do.
Well, in the aspect of this, knowing that women that have high interest versus women that don't have the same high interest, I tried to do no contact with bitches that didn't have didn't have as high interest. It don't work the same.
Yeah.
If she don't have high interest,
these are very detailed.
No contact don't mean shit. Like, right. For her, she already don't have high interest. So
you've been in no contact with her most of her life,
right? Right. So you gotta know what you're dealing with and the way you have to deal with the situation you're in. For instance, man, I remember too. I don't know. This one time, I was dating a lawyer, and I had met her in a meetup group, and we went out a couple of times. And I remember this girl, by the way. We made out, and I remember I tried to force her to kind of be more involved with me. And I did it because some guy that I was in the Navy with kind of like told me, "Hey man, you can't lose that chick, man. You need to."
This is a different chick.
Yeah. And you need to hold her down. This and that. I'm like, you know what? Because I was liking her, and I was like, damn, man, you know what? I need to kind of make things happen more with her. Let me do that. And because I was like, with this guy, if he like her, then I know cause he's real picky with women. So I was like, if he like her like that, then it must be something about it I don't see. I need to do. And I was like, okay. And I tried to force it, and it fell apart. She didn't have nothing to do with me after that. And it was like, damn, man, I should have. Wow, listen to this motherfucker, man. And it was like, okay.
Yeah, but he didn't really give you bad advice. You just took the advice the wrong way. He didn't tell you to over pursue. You could have done all that in your head.
Yeah, the way I played it. Cause think about it, you know, when you want something to happen, you make it a goal, and you're super focused on it. And then when you get the opportunity for it to play out, you kind of say, "Hey, I want this to happen, so I'm gonna make this happen." This is really good.
This is we're in the middle. Let's not keep our audience in suspense. We're trying a bourbon that's just very different. We'll go ahead and plug it.
It was hard for me to get a
Black Ridge. This is Kentucky straight bourbon. Anthony, that's a 3-year aging. When it's called straight bourbon, it's a 2-year. Has to be aged at least 2 years, I believe.
Yeah, I might have to look that up.
We'll Google it for you.
But no, that's really good.
We've heard about it for a long time. Anthony and I have.
Yeah, that's not
curious.
That's definitely a keeper on in the
$31.
Yeah, that's one you want to probably keep at the highs.
Yeah,
that's a nice one.
I think this is a bourbon that women would like.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I agree with that.
Did you taste dried apricot and vanilla cream?
I'll definitely get some sweet. I didn't say vanilla cream. I thought it was. Do
you know what I mean by dried fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like dried fruit tastes different. Like
yes.
Yes. Like when you have dried pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it really concentrates the sweetness and shit. Anyways,
we
sorry that it was really that good.
Right.
And I brought a glass in here in case one of these were life changing. This Redemption High Rye, it's not life changing, but this Black Ridge Kentucky straight bourbon.
I would that one. I would buy.
We had to mention.
I would definitely buy that one.
That tastes like a $60 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Is it better than the Bullet Bourbon we tried?
No.
But it's good.
Yeah.
It's not better than Knob Creek to me, but it's good.
I wouldn't say better or worse than Knob Creek. This is just very different.
What's the spice on it? Is that the ethanol spice, or is there another spice that you get? I'm getting another.
Do you know what the bouquet reminds me of? Like a whistle pig-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I smelled it, I had higher expectations for it. But it does have that bouquet of whistle pig.
It's very whistle pig-like. That is damn.
That's not
good.
rye, right?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Nope.
Because I was like, damn, am I a rye drinker? What's going on?
Well, we do like certain ryes.
Mm-hmm.
We're not racist, right?
No.
But yeah, man. The whole reason behind this segment, though, was because I was frustrated. I was like, why can't this guy that I'm trying to help, who knows all this red pill knowledge, he knows all this shit, why can't he, and in this case, the reason we brought up rotations, we're like, why can't this guy, we're telling him, you got to set up a fucking roster. You got to set up a rotation. And he's like, yeah, I know. But he starts dating one girl and gets stuck on one girl. Anthony, I love when you make running a roster, like, because it's the same thing as basketball. It's 5 people on each team, right?
Yeah.
And a roster usually consists of 5 women. And I love that you always compare it to basketball. And you were kind of alluding to it a second ago. You were saying, it's not the same thing. I would compare, if you're dating one woman, that's like playing a game of horse. What is the pace of a game of horse? You're standing there with your arms crossed, waiting for someone else to take a shot.
Yeah.
They may or may not miss it.
Yeah.
A lot of times they miss it because they're trying to do crazy shots. And then you get the ball. It's just, when you're playing horse, do you even jog during the entire game?
No.
Unless you're trying to get a rebound.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or you trying to do some kind of crazy trick shot.
Yeah.
You know.
You're not running. You're not doing much athletic. You're just shooting. And that's what dating one woman is like. Running a roster is like you're on a team that has uniforms. I didn't say pick up games at the Y. Running a roster is like you're on a team. You guys have your own uniforms. They all match. Whether it be your high school, college, NBA, a really sophisticated rec league at churches. Serious. We're like, you're wearing matching uniforms.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of running on instincts. And that's what I was trying to tell this guy. I was like, dude, you're not always going to do the right thing. But when I wake up, and this counts for relationships, not just running rosters, guys. When I wake up and try to make the team every day, I know I'm going to make mistakes in games.
Yeah.
I know. I should have got that rebound. God damn it, he stole from me. Fuck, I missed that shot. I always make that shot. I fucking missed it. There's too much pressure. What the fuck? But what I want to do, guys, I can have bad games. I can have great games. But over a season, I want to contribute to my team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what making the team is, guys. Making the team is not sitting around playing a fucking game of horse with one girl. I don't know how many times we have to say this on this program. You don't know good food. You don't know good restaurants if you only ate at one restaurant your whole fucking life.
Facts.
You can't tell me anything about food if you only ate at one place. Hey, man, Papa Steakhouse in Houston, man, that shit's crazy. Yeah, man, I only eat at Taco Bell, man. Man, Taco Bell's so good. Every time I go to Taco Bell, they tell me they're the best restaurant that's like ever existed in the city. Taco Bell would be mad if I went to Papa's Steakhouse. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat over there. I don't want to cheat on Taco Bell. Motherfucker, unless you can play on a real team, basketball.
Can you imagine being in a relationship and it was only the level of Taco Bell and you think that that's the best you can do?
But how many times have we seen this?
Man.
When you date a single mom, you are not at a fine dining restaurant. Fellas, you're dating a single mom, you are eating fast food. So it better be the best fast food out there. It better be Cafe Express level. Fast food.
Cafe Express.
Shout out Cafe Express here in Houston. It's Cafe Express. So we're trying to say it does exist. There are good single moms out there. They're far and few between. But Anthony, there's a restaurant here in Houston called Cafe Express, and it is fine dining fast food, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chef Robert Del Grande, who also ran Cafe Annie here in Houston.
Cafe Annie.
Very, very, very popular restaurant. One of the nicest restaurants that's ever been in the city, Cafe Annie. He wanted to see, what if we make gourmet food fast food? And guys, it's not, you can't go through the drive-thru and have it. It's not that fucking fast. Yeah. But you can go inside and order, and you'll have your food in about 10 minutes.
It's like fresh Lubies. It's like fresh food.
Well, I don't have anything bad to say about Lubies.
No, I'm not.
I think their food's very good.
No, I'm saying it's like fresh. I'm not.
This is two guys that have worked in the industry, and we know Lubies is
good food
for that price, pretty high quality.
I've cooked. I've worked in a
cafeteria style.
Yeah, but this place was for an old folks home. It was a not a hospital, but it was where old people stay, like an old folks home. But it was nice. You know what I'm saying? It was attached to a hospital, and we cooked that food fresh. You know, every day. So, but it was Luby's recipes.
But notice who eats at Luby's. Old people. Yeah. People that have eaten in a lot of fucking different places.
And they go Luby's.
And for the price, Luby's is pretty damn good to me. Yeah. And this is because I worked in restaurants. And I know good food when I taste it. Luby's to me, nothing bad to say about them. But Cafe Express is that outlier single mom. We were talking about outliers earlier.
Right.
Like, there are some good single moms, but they are far and few between. They need to put you first. That's number one, right?
Man.
Because you have to teach these children what a positive relationship looks like. And a positive relationship is when a man and a woman put themselves first. And let me tell you, it's hard to do, especially when you have your own kids. Your natural instinct is just to cuddle and cuddle
that comes
that kid.
over time. That's not somebody you just met. That's not what we're saying.
Right. Right.
You know, if you're in a relationship with
it's not day one.
Right,
yeah,
right. I'm
yeah,
not,
of course.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to kind of
My
put
bad,
that
Anthony.
because I know how some people are rushed to judgment when it comes to shit you say without context.
But guys, if you've only eaten at one restaurant, you don't know what good food is. And Anthony, I love that analogy. I'm gonna hold on to that for the rest of my life. Dating one woman is like playing a game of horse. Dating 5 or 6 women, that's like y'all play on a basketball team. Y'all have practices.
Right.
You have plays you run where the point guard's coming down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, number two. Coach is yelling on the sideline.
Yeah.
He's like pounding his roster, on his hand.
It's a symphony. It's everybody's got to play their part.
And your opponent is playing like that too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like
it's intricate.
like but you got to go. You're playing on instincts.
Yeah.
You ain't got time to sit around and be like, should I call her?
And so guess what?
Should I call her?
Like talent is involved in it anymore. It's
Yeah.
not just strategy. It's everything plays together, man. The thing when your roster or your rotation was at its peak, was it humming along?
Yes.
Or was you dragging ass?
No. It was humming along.
That's why I wanted to tell guys, man. For whatever reason, it's like once you get the momentum going, it starts to, because guess what? You're starting to repeat the same shit over and over again because you're adding new women. And guess what? You just start doing what you did to the last chick that made it successful. And you just repeat it and you do it again. Because guess what? It becomes who you are and nothing you're thinking about. It's not nothing you got to fucking go ask somebody what you should do. It's just, I do this because this is who I am.
And another thing that you get used to doing, is like when bitches aren't with your program, you have no problem. Be like, okay,
right.
you can go sit. We're not going to have some kind of breakup. I'm not going to communicate with you what you're doing wrong, but I'm going to throttle my time away from you. And then she, without saying anything to you, is going to be like, okay, he's not paying as much attention to me.
Right.
She's going to go, let me try this. Now, if she starts shaming you,
Nah.
because you're going to drop her.
Yeah.
Because you got 4 other bitches you can spend time with.
Exactly.
We just had Bruno said here in the live stream, you're going to have to clear your search history. See, when you run a rotation, you've already gotten used to, I don't clear my search history. These bitches have to get on my program.
Yeah.
And guys, not because we're macho, chauvinist pigs. No, it's because, guys, you are in charge of your life.
It's because it's what you want.
Because it's what you want.
Yeah.
You are in charge of your life. You don't have to compromise what you want to fucking do.
And then what'd your wife say? I would be mad if you changed that about you.
100%. She
See what I'm saying? Like you guys think that you are scaring the pussy away by not playing up to her fucking when she don't agree, things that she don't agree with you about. So the thing is, she want to see you stand strong in your own beliefs because now she know you actually fucking believe in that shit.
And Anthony, you got to witness it.
Yeah,
she had thought about that all night long.
These are things that I'm used to seeing anyway with
so you weren't
women I
surprised.
date.
Yeah.
So, like, I know this shit exists. It's not an outlier to me because I only allow those type of women in my life. Because if you're having problems, because I was just talking to one, and she was like, "Oh wow, you're different." That's exactly what she said. She said, "Oh, you're different," and I'm like, "Yeah, you ain't gonna meet a lot like me." So, when I said, but you have a door for you that you can easily leave. No one's holding you hostage here if you don't agree with anything that goes down between us. So the thing is, why would you, a guy who's dating and has multiple women and have his choice of women who he wants to date, why would you deal with somebody that's gonna shame you and tell you that they don't like what you're doing and they don't agree with you having standards or bottom lines for that she has to meet? Like, there's certain requirements that she got to meet before she can actually be accepted on your team. There's nothing wrong with having standards, because guess what? They do too. So you being around them mean that you already met the standards.
Yeah.
Today, you know what I mean?
Today, exactly.
So don't retract who you are just to make sure she sticks around.
Going back to your, which, by the way, genius basketball analogies. When you meet the standards, it's kind of like you're a college player that just got drafted. Mm-hmm. The standard today is you could be at this level. Mm-hmm. But motherfucker, in 3 years, you better be at this level in the NBA,
sure,
or you're not going to make the team.
Right.
You just made the minimum standards,
right,
and now she's going to get to know you more.
Right.
So you better start putting your skills together.
That's why we say you got to make the team when you wake up. Every day, you wake up and make the team. There's no
arrival.
No. There's no accomplishments.
Yeah.
I made it.
Women don't give you credit for shit you did in the past.
Nah.
No, man. No.
Man, who did somebody? I was listening to it before. I came over here. Somebody had. I think it was the Better Bachelor. He was saying these women who became men, transsexuals. They found out how harder their life became as men.
That's fascinating. I never thought of it like that. That's fascinating.
And he was like, women think that it's real easy over here.
Because of patriarchy.
They think it's real easy over here, and then they realize that living their life as a man is really hard. She said, and it was this black woman, and she said, as a black man, she got pulled over a lot more and paid attention to a lot more, and she was surprised by it and didn't understand it, and now she's like, wow, I didn't understand this until now. She said, because everything's changed as a man. So I didn't get to finish that video. It was really good, but if you guys
we might need to do a segment on that.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to do a segment about women that have transitioned into men, and then, oh shit, I thought I was going to be part of the patriarchy and get all these privileges. Motherfucker, it is hard to be a man. Because guess who else lives in the patriarchy? Men. Mm-hmm. Right?
A lot of men. A lot of other men.
Yeah. There's the top, 1% of men in charge in this country. Yeah. And guess who they're also in charge of? Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the patriarchy, bitch. We've been living in this shit for fucking 800 years.
Alan Roger Curry said something. I shared it in the group where he said he was telling a kid that was saying he was trying to make excuses about why he couldn't do certain things, and Alan Roger Curry was like, "Look, man," he said, in this life, only children, kids, and women are allowed to get excuses for them, but men, once you become a man, no, there's no excuses.
It's over, man.
You are accountable for every fucking thing you do, and it doesn't matter. Everything you say, what you do, is accountable for, and they hold you to it at a high standard. You don't get to be like, oh no, you a lower level man. No, you get held at the same fucking standard as every other man is held against. So that right there was some strong shit, and I was like, people need to know this, man. And this is why I vet women. Is the woman that I'm gonna be with, she gotta understand that exists for me in my life. She can't be in my life and doing shit to me that I can't fucking. I gotta fucking explain to her. She gotta understand that and be a help to me when I arrive home and not a fucking burden.
When you're talking about how men, no matter what, now you're responsible. You being a former Navy guy, I know you're going to love talking about this. The aircraft carrier captain,
Yeah,
who was like standing on the table being like, look, there's coronavirus on my boat. It's spreading. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers are sick.
yeah.
It's making more motherfuckers sick. We need to dock. What the fuck? Let me give you guys some perspective. Anthony, how many aircraft carriers are in the U.S. Navy?
Maybe. I know they've made some new ones since I've left. I think it was around 15 when I was in, but
So the U.S. Navy operates...
But they may have decommissioned some and all that, so I don't know.
The U.S. Navy operates 19 ships that could be called aircraft carriers,
Okay.
but only considers 10 to be actual aircraft carriers.
Okay.
So this motherfucker is one of 10 captains in the whole U.S. Navy that has the honor
Yeah.
and the distinct, you're about to become an admiral privilege later in your career of being the captain of a fucking aircraft carrier.
Well, only admirals are captains of
boats. But I mean, if you're
carriers.
one of 10, oh, is that true?
carriers, yeah.
Is it mainly admirals?
Rear admirals.
They're coming off of, I mean, all your admiral pools coming off of aircraft carriers, right?
Yeah.
Unless they just want to stay on the carrier and retire out of there.
There's very few captains that are actual captains in the Navy when it comes to aircraft carriers. It's typically an admiral.
Only 10. Oh, well, that's not what I read. I don't think the admirals are on board the boat
Hell yeah.
in charge.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, because this was a captain.
Yo, I'm telling you, captains.
Now, when he got replaced, and spoiler alert, he got replaced. He was replaced by a rear admiral.
Yeah, rear admirals are normally the captains on aircraft carriers. There's rare instances where there are captains on aircraft carriers, but for the most part, the captain on the aircraft carrier is a rear admiral.
So this gentleman is
The reason I know that, and the reason I'm saying I'm adamant about that, is because I was on a ship that always followed the carrier. And the reason the carrier, for a lot of reasons, carriers are typically nuclear carriers.
Yeah.
And they have nuclear weapons.
And they're nuclear powered.
They're nuclear powered.
I didn't know this until I read about this guy.
Yeah. And,
because he had to go to a nuclear school. I guess the same one. I'm sorry. He had to go to a basic nuclear school. I read a lot about this guy. Had to go to a basic nuclear school and then go to a specific nuclear school about aircraft carriers because the nuclear power on a aircraft carrier is different than a nuclear power on a submarine. Yeah. So to put it in perspective, guys, it's easier to become an NFL coach, an NFL head coach, than it is to become the captain of an aircraft carrier.
Facts.
No matter what your rank is, whether it's rear admiral or if it's 06
No, that's what I'm
captain.
saying. If you're an actual captain, then you're like what we call in the Navy, Joe Navy. Like you live, breathe the Navy because you're in a position on your level where it's like, wow, you're a fucking captain on a aircraft carrier. Yeah.
So for you guys listening, because we have a lot of people that listen overseas, if you've never heard this story, coronavirus was spreading all over this ship, and he basically leaked to the press like, dude, we need to dock. We need help. And for those of you guys that don't know, I talked to an 04 in the U.S. Army about this. Because there's only 10 aircraft carriers. The aircraft carrier is a big fucking deal. If we send an aircraft carrier your direction with all the money that it takes to get it there, shit's going down. So sometimes the U.S. Navy will make motherfuckers say some different shit in the press because an aircraft carrier it was headed one way and it turned around and it started heading that way. And it was like, motherfucker, if we get there, some shit's going down. And this is how the world works, guys. U.S. Navy aircraft carriers are how the U.S.
bases.
military, it's like a base on the water headed your way. I mean, a lot of people compare this to a floating city.
Yeah, that's what they call it, floating cities. I was going to say aircraft carriers can be up to 3,500 up to 7,000 people on board.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit. And Anthony's, when he was in the Navy, used to fucking follow these things. When they turn around, like, motherfucker, if we have to get all the way there, some shit's going to go the fuck down. Everybody knows it. This is how the U.S. military imposes their will on people.
Quick side note, when I was in the Navy, we were in Italy, and all of a sudden we got emergency orders to go to Iraq, and it was going to take us 2 to 3 days to get there, but we were going there because the carrier had to go there because Bush had made gave Saddam Hussein a ultimatum that he had so much time.
Bush Senior?
Junior.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that old. And he was like, I didn't know what the actual thing, because we don't really get a lot of news. The news we got came like printed off a dot matrix fucking printer.
Mm-hmm.
But we were told that we got to go because we may be going to war. And the carrier speeds are classified and stuff, but we had to boot it because we had to leave before the carrier, because if the carrier left before us, it was going to pass us anyway. So we had to leave.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
They're that fast?
They're fast. So
motherfucker.
we had to go. Because we were diesel powered, they're nuclear powered. So it's a total different.
Oh, they can what? They can be out there for fucking years.
They can, forever.
Without refuel,
Yeah,
none of that shit.
yeah,
So you're diesel powered, so you have to refuel, do all that shit?
Yep.
Where do you get refuel from? Just
We have
just
orders.
fuel?
We have
Oh,
orders
okay.
out there that meet us, and they'll transfer over fuel.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, this
But-
guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. My bad.
I won't take too long longer. But they got word that our aircraft carrier, the Enterprise, was on its way.
Is it really called the Enterprise?
Yeah, it's called the Enterprise.
That's so fucking dope.
I was part of the Enterprise.
That's so fucking dope.
I was part of the Enterprise group. It took us 2 to 3 days to get there. I want to say 3 days it took us to get there, and by the time we got there, Saddam Hussein met whatever Bush wanted him to do, because we were right off the coast and shit was about to get real.
Yeah.
And
he could have been killed.
And so
Launch some F-18 Hornets.
I got to spend time in Haifa, Israel, and got to see some real cool shit in Jerusalem.
You're like, thanks, Saddam.
Yeah. Because I was in Italy for like the 5th time already, and I was like, I'm tired.
Man, this
of
shit's
Italy.
old.
Yeah, I'm tired of Italy. And we got the dock in fucking Haifa, Israel, and that was fucking cool as fuck. So appreciate that.
Appreciate you, Saddam.
But that's a little side story.
That was a great story, by the way. But so, long story short, this captain stood on the table. He leaked to the press, "Hey man, they won't let me dock my aircraft carrier." This was during a time where the U.S. government was trying to be in real we're just going to think positive about coronavirus and deny it, and it'll go away. And this captain of this aircraft carrier, again, one of 10 in the whole U.S. Navy, most elite position in the whole fucking Navy, certainly the most elite position in the fucking field, one of 10 of these guys. And he finally got them to go in. Where did they go in? Somewhere near the Gulf or Guantanamo. He went into Guantanamo, and he got all of his 6 sailors off board. But again, guys, going back to what Anthony said, when you're a man, you take 100% responsibility. So he did the right thing. He saved his sailors. He got his sailors medical care. But what did the U.S. government do? Oh, I'm sorry, the U.S. Navy do? They were like, you know what? You saved your sailors. You were doing the right thing. We appreciate you caring about your sailors and their lives and getting them back to their family. But you broke protocol. You're no longer captain of this boat. This is a true story, guys. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This happened. Read about this in every major newspaper in the United States. He was responsible not only for those men's lives, but he was responsible for Navy protocols.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of guys. Now, Anthony, you're a real U.S. Navy sailor. I would love to get your real opinion on this. What do you think about this? The sailors, whenever he was being taken off, the sailors were chanting the captain's name. So the sailors were like, "Fuck that! That's our captain. This motherfucker's dope. He was trying to save our lives, but he still got taken off the boat."
So on a Navy vessel, the captain speaks to the crew every day.
Is that true?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
On the overhead,
really?
On the overhead. After like you wake up and they have to do reveille, and then they kind of go through like the ship's agenda.
I didn't know they played reveille in the Navy.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know they played that on the.
You get reveille in the morning. Wake you up. That's your alarm clock. Reveille, and then they. But it's a whistle. They do the whistle. The boatsman, they call it the boatswain mate. They do the whistle, and they. It's a. I don't want to put it in the mic because it'll probably sound crazy in somebody's ear, but the captain will go on and talk about things that he wants to discuss or about the ship or morale. Because, when you're on the ship out there in the middle of the ocean, you can't go anywhere. It's like you're quarantined. You're working, but you're still in the same boat. You're sleeping in the same bed. We're seeing the same people, and but you get to see the personality of the captain. It starts to show. And there's some shitty captains. But when you got a good captain, you know it. And because, he makes you feel good about you being out there.
Really?
Yeah, because the good captains are say.
You don't tell me enough of these stories, by the way. This is no, I'm serious. This is so fucking interesting to me.
The good captains will tell you, how, the ship's agenda, what he's been thinking, what he's seen. Because the captain will be on the bridge, and he'll go out, and he'll look out, and he'll kind of can see. I worked in operations. I was an operations specialist. So, a lot of the things that I did was dealt with radars, dealt with lookouts, and dealt with submarines and aircrafts that were in our battle group. So I got to hear a lot of the communications going in and out of the ship. So you can hear the captain talking about shit that we want to do, things he want to change, things he want to update or improve, and he'll talk to the crew, say, "Hey, what do you guys think? You guys, is the food good?
Is that really an example of some shit he'll say?
Yeah, like, hey,
no shit.
Is the food good? Do we need, do we have too many repeats? Because they eat the officers eat total different. They have their own cook and everything, so they eat their own food. But then everybody else eats something else in the mess decks, and then the chiefs have their own little thing as well. So
he's concerned with morale and shit like that?
Yeah,
got you.
Yeah. So, and food is a big thing when it comes to morale, right? So,
mail's a big thing too, right? Getting mail,
big time.
But we were in before email and shit, so I bet it's not that big a deal now.
Email was there for us when I was in, because I was on the ship, and so email didn't always transmit when you sent it though, because ships. Like, sometimes we go dark, so we can't emit anything electronic. So, because we don't want anybody to get a ping off of us. So, to know where we are.
Oh, okay.
So, we don't transmit anything. We're just in receive only. So, our radars is only in receive only, and we're not.
No
looking.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find this completely interesting.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I loved about my job. Like, when you get challenged, like, hey, the ship is going dark. You know, nothing's being out transmitted out. So outlooks have to the lookouts will have to actually look out and guide the ship in the dark even. So
well, what you said unknowingly, where I was going with this to kind of end this segment, you just contributed so much unknowingly because, and again, for you guys that are overseas, this was such a big deal because when the captain was taken off the ship and all of his sailors were cheering for him, the Secretary of the Navy, who works in Washington, D.C., under the president, he came and he was kind of like giving like a scolding speech about the captain fucking up, leaking this shit to the press. By the way, guys, the only reason these sailors got help and got to dock and get their sick people off the boat so that the fucking coronavirus stopped spreading was because it leaked to the press. Mm. So as a man in this situation, and this is what women don't realize, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So the Secretary of the Navy came on the boat, and to your point, how the captain comes over the loudspeaker, he went over the loudspeaker and he quoted, I'm quoting him. He said, and this is just part of his speech, but he was talking about how the captain leaked that his men were not taken care of to the press. Mm-hmm. And this is a part of his quote. It says, if he didn't think, in my opinion, that this information wasn't going to get into the public in this day and information age that we live in, then he was either A, too naive, or too stupid to be commanding officer of a ship like this. And let me tell you, because a lot of sailors had phones and they were recording this.
I would have too if I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, a lot of sailors did. Do you know what happened when he said this?
What?
The entire boat booed. The Secretary of the fucking Navy.
Good.
They booed him. Now, guys, this is what I want to tell you. When you're a man in life, when you see the men booing like this, clearly what, Anthony? I mean, you live this life.
Yeah.
Clearly they love their captain.
Yes.
So clearly he did the right things for his men. He was still removed. And that's what it is to be a man in the world, guys. Even when you do the right thing, it can be wrong. And this is what we talk about in this program. This is why we're the real feminists. Women have never experienced this in their life. Not in the workplace, not in the fucking home, not anywhere. Do they experience being right and still being fucking wrong? This is what it is to be a fucking man. And to end this segment, guys, you can decide today, your life is only going to get better. You can decide today, this can be your rock bottom. You can decide today, you can start following the shit we tell you, that Corey Wayne tells you, that Donovan Sharp tells you, that Alpha Male Strategies tells you, that Rollo Tomasi tells you, and you can quit fucking around and decide this is your rock bottom and you're only going up from today. But here's the thing, Anthony and I can't fucking force you to do it. You have to decide for yourself. We can only lead you to water. Motherfuckers, you have to drink. Anthony, I wanted to give us plenty of time because I know you have a lot of notes on this next segment. Guys, we're not going to go through the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett interview. What are we at, 2 weeks into this interview? Yeah. This has been out for 2 weeks or 1 week?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Spoiler alert, Jada Pinkett cheated on Will Smith with August, what's his last name?
Alsina.
How do you say it?
Alsina.
August Alsina. I'm sorry. I've listened to his music, and it made me more aware that I'm not familiar with his work.
Oh, yeah, he got good music.
Does he have some knee slappers out?
Well, I mean, it's R&B.
We love R&B.
But yeah, he got some good music.
Would you say he's as good as The Weeknd?
Nah.
Okay. I'm just checking because I don't know his work.
He's young cat.
Anthony, you have a lot of notes on this. I'm going to let you take charge. I have a lot of thoughts on this too, but I saw your notes as you were scrolling through them, and because we're best friends and I have a lot of trust, I know that all those notes are relevant. I'm going to let you take charge, man.
No, I didn't. At first, I didn't know if I wanted to cover this because...
Me too, by the way. Me too.
It's none of my fucking business what they do.
By the way, agree with you 100% so far.
And the thing is though, when people's life is kind of brought out to the public, and then you, like they said, she brought herself to the red table. Then okay, you're setting yourself up for having the court of public opinion to drop in their opinions. And for me, what you do inside your four walls is your own business. But I saw some disturbing things in the video that I watched, and the reason why I after I watched it the first time, I was like, it felt off to me. And so what I wanted to do was kind of like dive into it and kind of...
How many times did you watch it?
Maybe 6 or 7 times.
I should have done that before we did a segment on this.
Because it's very...
I've only watched it once.
Man, I'm going to tell you...
You have so much more perspective on this than I do.
After I talk to you about what I saw, I'm pretty sure you're going to want to look at it again anyway.
Can I touch something that you just said?
What's up?
You said brought herself to the red table. Mm-hmm. I would just like to interject, and I don't know if you agree with this or disagree. It's already kind of sickening that she brought herself to the red table because we know that she's doing this for ratings. She doesn't care if Will Smith looks like a fucking fool. Affairs happen, right? Affairs happen. Let's just talk about it. Let's be adults and let's get through this and let's get everyone talking about this, right?
In the episode, in her before when she started to talk, she said that they were going to ignore it and not do it, but because and Will Smith kind of cracked the joke, said, "Well, because Black Twitter got involved and started to have all these things that Will said and what Jada said, and they didn't say any of those things. They just wanted to clear the air and make sure that what was said was accurate and true, and hear it from the horse's mouth type of deal." So
now, is Black Twitter? And by the way, guys, if you don't live in the U.S., Black Twitter controls Twitter.
Yeah, Black Twitter is Twitter. It
is the moving force. I didn't, because my brother used to be very, very big on Twitter, like over 1 million followers. And my brother was the one that laced me up on this. He was like, dude, Black Twitter controls Twitter.
Yeah.
Black Twitter, if you don't believe me, y'all ever heard of a sandwich that Popeyes came out with? Yeah, Black Twitter made the Popeyes chicken sandwich. By the way, it's a damn good sandwich.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, also, I've noticed Black Twitter is right about a lot of shit.
A lot of shit, yeah.
I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but Black Twitter is a big moving force over there. Now, did Black Twitter ask them to come out on this, Anthony, or did they say some things? This is what I'm not familiar with.
Well, things was said that Will allowed her to have a relationship with August Alsina, and that's what Jada didn't like. And in the video, she even mentioned that no one gives Jada permission to do anything. Jada can give herself permission for something like that, right? And I was that fucked me up because I'm like,
so Will's not the leader of his family.
No. This video, after I watched it several times, proved it. And
hold on. Allow me to retort. Will Smith is a leader of that family. Ain't nobody looking for Jada Pinkett out in show business right now. Dude, Will Smith could leave her tomorrow, and that bitch ain't shit. Jada Pinkett used to be a show business thing, not anymore.
Yeah,
what's your opinion on this?
We can agree to disagree, but
whoa, time out. Am I just not in touch?
I'll say my spiel on what I noticed with the body language between the two and the words she used while she was explaining. And then I'll challenge you to watch that video again, and you can tell me who is who in that relationship. But
okay, yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it.
I think Will Smith is very much in love with Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife, and it hurts him that he is, because she's done some obviously foul shit that he has not been able to get over yet.
It's your fault. You fucking married an actress, brotherfucker.
But I'll go through my notes here, and then we can discuss them, and you can tell me One of the things I noticed in the breakdown as I was watching this, I've taken classes, by the way, on body language and read books on the shit because I kind of wanted to kind of have a advantage when I was in the dating world. When I was like, when I go back out here, I don't want to miss shit that I've probably been missing. I do well with people, but I want to be able to read people's body language and be an expert at that. So it intrigues me when I see this shit that I've actually studied.
Good strategy, by the way.
So when I was watching and as I was, kept watching the video, I was noticing it looked like this was a uncut, straight through video, kind of like how we do our podcast.
Yeah.
But as I was watching it back and forth, it was edited.
Really?
Yes. So what I was there was times where I saw Will's eyes were swelled up and like with tears, and then I never see tears drop. And that's where there's a lot of cut scenes. And
really?
Yeah. I think that Will did not want that to be seeing him as still having emotions about something that they said was over. Jada was manipulating Will a lot. She said things like this: people's feelings were involved. And I'm like, wait, you're at the red table where, if I don't know if you ever watched her show before, it's about being honest and transparent and upfront and true about what you're talking about. And she's being so fucking vague in her conversation. It's another way of her not holding herself accountable for her actions, man. And I asked myself, I'm like, who is Peoples? Like, do we not know the names of the people that we're talking about? Or is it because it's not your feelings, now it's just people's feelings and not you? So it's less important. That's what I took from it.
Really?
That was just my take. To me, and I wrote another note, I'm saying, this is to deflect off the pain she knows she caused. August was a family friend, not just a random guy. Even Will said he helped and was a part of getting him healthy mentally. Now, to me, the fucked up part about what was going on with this relationship that she had with him is that even Will Smith was calling him by like a nickname. So you can tell that he had a relationship with August Alsina as well. Which, if a woman is going to have an affair with someone, it shouldn't be somebody that fucking knows that her husband intimately. And that's how you want to crush a dude. That's how you crush a dude. That if, for instance, I'm in your house and then your wife chooses somebody that's been in your house over and over again to cheat on with, that will fuck you up. It's like, well, how long has this fucking been going on? Because how can I trust anything? Because this motherfucker's been in and out of my house. What would you think if it was somebody that you was personally helping because you knew they needed help, and you knew you allowed your wife to help them, but then next thing you know, they had something going on behind your back. Even if y'all was like separated and y'all mutually agreed to separate, it's still a fucked up thing to be with somebody that is somebody that's that close to the family.
Quick story, because I know someone this happened to, a girl I used to date, and we were, I would say she was my main or second chick in my rotation, and this happened to a guy that she was with, started a business with, a very successful business with, by the way. She was number 2 in charge, ended up staying in business with this guy, but it was a family friend who was hooked on heroin, and he started helping her, and because it was like an old family friend, it's a heroin addict, we have a business together, we're clearly a stable boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. She didn't see it coming whenever he left her for this girl that he was helping through getting through a heroin addict. The reason I bring that up is because when it's someone like that, it's almost like you let your guard down and you think, this person would never leave me for a fucking heroin addict.
Right.
What the fuck is this?
Right.
So when it is, I mean, I'll tell you what, this girl, even though she was a main girl in my rotation, this bitch never lost feelings for this guy. He dumped her for this little skinny heroin addict. I saw pictures, by the way. Nothing impressive. This wasn't Pam Anderson. And the girl I was dating was pretty fucking hot. So it was kind of puzzling. But when a woman like that gets dumped like that, I'm putting Will Smith in this situation now. It's kind of like when you're getting dumped, and what's the famous phrase, Anthony? Rejection breeds obsession.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that's where Will Smith was?
I'm not sure because I wasn't there. So it's a lot of things that I'm doing.
All right, I appreciate your honest answer.
Is assuming, and you know, I can only base on my own experience and what I think happened, and that's what this is, and it's kind of why I didn't even want to fucking cover it, because it's going to be a lot of assuming going on. Right?
Yeah, and we don't want to become one of those podcasts, right? Like we don't want to become, but what I like what you're doing is you have notes on watching the fucking interview like 7 fucking times.
Yeah.
So where you're coming from is a place where you're just observing the interview. What else did you see?
Women are what we call the emotional creatures, right? They are the criers. You can see the pain on their face when they're hurt, right? Or when they're in grief, whatever, right? Her stone-faced emotional stance.
Yes.
That for me was really blatant. It's like there's no regret in her. Like there's nothing going on here that she feels like is painful, like or wrong, or it was just. She did a couple of other things too. A lot of times when people want to convince you of something, she would do this thing when she talk about emotions, and when she was hurt, she would cover her heart every time.
Hold on, I want to look over. Like, what would she do?
She would be like, and
it's very insincere, isn't it?
Yes.
By the way, to our listeners, this drives Anthony fucking crazy when people are doing insincere salutations or insincere things where they get to make themselves look good, but what they're saying, they don't mean it. To our listeners, this drives Anthony motherfucking crazy because we have a friend that does this, and every time he does it, when Anthony's around, he just looks at me like, motherfucker. Anthony, but I'm right there with you. Insincerity means real feelings don't mean anything, right? So she's like, what is she doing? She's like covering the heart.
She would cover her heart every time she would say something.
Say something, even if she didn't say it. Like, give me an example. Like, how would she say it? Like, I mean, even if you're just making something up.
It was so hurtful to me.
I see. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
It's like she was like trying to
covers
keep
her heart
from crumbling. Her heart was so weak that she was trying to hold it from falling apart.
But she's doing that thing that we do, like when we're making like birds with our hands,
right.
Where you connect your thumbs together
and just
and put it over your heart. Oh my god!
It was agitating me, and I was like, this bitch is faking the funk right now, and. She was saying, and I said, let me see if saying that this situation is smaller than what's going on out here right now. So all of a sudden now it's like, well, this thing is a small thing. We got so much other things to worry about, like the pandemic and stuff, right?
Did she say that?
No. She said she didn't say it. She didn't say the pandemic. She said that this is smaller than everything else that's going on out there right now. So. In her mind, this wasn't a big deal because the pandemic is bigger than what's going on. So why are we talking about this in something that's supposed to be over between them, right? And that you had did a gasp of air, but I'm glad you did because that pissed me off too. And I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what's going on out there when what's going on in here can still affect me. Like, don't make it like this is small, because it's not. Because we had a fucking red table airing out dirty laundry. Obviously, it's not fucking small. So, I got pissed off about that. She said 3 times that they were over/broken up to cover up the action she took. They were still married. I'm sorry. If you want a divorce, get a fucking divorce.
Well, this is where Alpha Male Strategies, AMS, shout out AMS, by the way. We love your channel. That's where he disagrees. He said they agreed that they were broken up. We've talked about this on the program before, Anthony. What does marriage even really mean?
I don't agree with that. Fuck. Hey, shout out to AMS. I like it, a lot of you do, but I'm sorry.
AMS ain't gonna be mad at us for disagreeing with him. AMS is strong enough to stand on his own.
I don't. If you're with me and you don't want to be with me, and we both agree that we need a break from each other, because it's obvious that Will still loved this woman. It was something that was going on in their relationship that
pretty obvious in the interview, right?
Oh yeah. I got more notes on that shit. That when, and that's why I'm saying she's so fucking cold, and he was still in agony. And if he gotten over it, it didn't look like it. But anyway. Oh, so here's some things. I want you to watch Will's clenched jaw when he says absolutely. When his response, when Jada describes a private thing becoming public, he's talking behind his teeth. Like, he doesn't open his mouth when he's talking. When he say absolutely, like there's some anger behind that. When you talk between your teeth, you're trying to prevent yourself from saying more. And he did a lot of false agreements with her, shaking his head a lot. Before she even finished what she was saying, he was already in agreement with her, shaking his head a lot. So it was a couple of things there. I was like, damn, man, it's like because he's an actor. He knows what he has to do to make this look good. So
well, let me ask you this, Anthony: was he doing a lot of acting in the interview? In your opinion,
I think so.
Now, in a way where he was acting hurt, in a way where he was acting hurt, or where he was acting strong.
When he was trying to be strong, his chin
because
his chin was up. His chin was up, but his eyes was down, and that's big. And her eyes was straight forward and look at him all the time, except certain ways when she didn't want to see the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She didn't want the truth to kind of be exposed. Here's another thing that Will says when he's like, when he clenched his jaw, he said, "What did you do, Jada?" You watch him. If you just watch Will Smith, you will see his jaw clench. Typically, that's like you're stressed about what you're talking about when you clench your jaw. And I was noticing that about him. Will's body language is evident when he tries to keep his chin up, but his eyes stay down. He is still hurt by this, and it shows. His hand face down on the table says you need to come clean because I'm totally serious about this question. And she still plays coy and acts like she doesn't know what he's saying.
I noticed that a lot, where she's pretending like she doesn't know what he's asking.
Yeah.
And of course, this leads us to the most popular thing that we've seen out there in the media, where she uses the word strategically. She clearly knew what she was going to say beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
You can always know this with politicians and people that are being interviewed, where they have things that they've decided they're going to say this because they keep repeating it over and over. Politicians give this away a lot. So, Anthony, let's get to the the thing that I know everybody wants us to talk about, where she kept repeating the word entanglement.
Wait, can we hold before we get there? Because I kind of wanted to.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
We'll get there because that was a big part of it.
We're at 20 minutes, T-minus 20 minutes, though.
That's fine. I'll get
okay.
there.
Okay. My bad. We'll tease that.
I want to point these things out because if you're listening to this and you haven't watched it, or you have watched it and you want to see it in a different light, I want these things to be something you look
for sure, dude. You've watched this way more than me. So, you are in charge here, so go ahead.
I want you to see that Jada was the only one to keep her gaze, no shame. Will
keep her gaze,
keeping her gaze while she was talking to Will.
I did not notice that. Okay.
Will was constantly looking away and insecure. I've been there. And you are so sure about yourself, but around certain women, you lose that because somewhere she's convinced you that you are inferior to her.
That's a good one.
Another power stance was nobody can give her permission to do anything but herself. He confirms it, eyes down, false agreement, hand shaking.
Now, what was the first part of that?
She took another power stance when I'm saying that she was in control of everything. She's in control of the relationship. She was in control of the interview. She was in control of the story being told. And this was a power stance that she took because she was saying nobody can give her permission to do anything.
Can I ask you a quick question? Part of this, too, was probably influenced by Will Smith didn't want to come on and shame the fuck out of his wife,
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
He wanted her to be able to live to see another day.
Yeah.
I don't know how you throttle the shame back and forward and back. He throttled back a lot of shame, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about like famous interviews.
That's why he had the clenched jaws and talking through his teeth. He didn't want to let out more than he should have.
I'm thinking
at the end of the interview, he actually was like, "How am I doing?"
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm thinking about like the worst interview I've ever seen with a wife and husband, where Robin Givens is just talking complete shit about Mike Tyson with Oprah Winfrey, and that's acceptable. But it would not have been acceptable for Will Smith to go make his wife feel all shamed. She still had to be empowered, even though she did some fucked up shit, right?
Yeah. She
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you fine.
I just got a little passionate there.
She then tried to play the savior complex, and she, because the savior complex, she was like daring anyone to not take her side, as she was saying that she was healing someone else. So how can you blame
healing
her,
somebody else with her vagina?
How can you blame her for making mistakes while trying to help somebody? So that's what that sounded like to me. She was like, how can you really shit on me? I was trying to help somebody else, and this just kind of happened, right? That's why
his dick fell in me.
That's why she said it's an entanglement. Now you can talk about that if you want to. That's why she was like, "Well, it was an entanglement."
Well, I only brought it up for you to talk about it. Actually,
yeah.
I mean, she clearly, as I was saying before, she had her talking points.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell you, this is the one part of the interview where I was proud of Will Smith. He's like, "Bitch, what the fuck you mean by entanglement?" He didn't say that. He should have said that.
No, that's what he said. Look, I think he put his hand down, face down on the table, and he like, I think that you need to, basically you say, I need you to come clean on what exactly happened and not be coy about this shit and try to use some fucking word to kind of dress it up.
Because I'm about like 2 seconds away from being like,
right.
Tell everybody if you suck this dick.
Right. The thing is and that's what I think was happening, man. When you see the hurt in Will's eyes, it's like, my fucking wife sucked another man's dick. I know the dude. It's like, that's what, and we've talked about this before, like how women look to us after they've been with somebody that we know versus a stranger.
Well, the internet is alive with entanglement memes. I saw one right before we started the podcast where someone said, it was a picture of Jada Pinkett Smith, and it said, "I didn't cheat on my diet. I just had an entanglement with Whataburger." Right? And the word entanglement, she said it more than once.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, this word will get me out of jail for free."
Right. Right. But he was like, nah.
They don't get you out of jail for free.
Nah, we can't float with that. And so I think he wanted it to be. But see, this was Will's way of saying, I didn't approve this shit. I need you to say what it is. It was a fucking relationship, wasn't it? It wasn't no accident. You didn't just, one day we had sex. No. Say it was a fucking relationship.
Right.
And she said, I said that. That's what I said. No, bitch, that's not what you said. Right? Because she tries to go into say, yeah, that's what I said, an entanglement. He was like, he said, a relationship. Yes, it was a relationship. So she goes into agree with him.
Yeah.
And then entanglement, if you look at it by definition, it means like a compromising relationship. But still, not everybody understands that as when you say entanglement. Not everybody is using that word on a day-to-day basis to know the full definition of what entanglement means.
Well, it would be like if Hitler said what Obama said. We tortured some folks. We tortured some folks. Are you talking about, hold on a second, are you talking about the entire Holocaust where you systematically killed a bunch of Jewish people? Yeah, we tortured some folks. You know, it's like that's not, you can't, and we're talking about here with language.
Yeah.
You can't, with language, tell the truth while specifically using words to minimize the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's, am I wrong here? I mean,
no, it's a form of manipulation.
Yes, you're manipulating the audience because Will Smith know what happened.
Yeah.
Will Smith knows how you suck dudes' dicks because you've sucked his dick like that, right? Mm-hmm. Hopefully, she sucked Will Smith's dick the same way. Hopefully, she didn't do special shit with August Ospetin or whatever his name is. Alsina. Is he really that good of an artist? You seem like you respect him as an artist.
Yeah, he's
really. I'm gonna have to check him out then. I'm gonna have to check him out.
There's another.
Now hold on. Where do you put August here? Shady as fuck, right? You don't fuck with your boys' chicks, right?
Well,
really? That's hard for you to decide.
I'll no, it's not hard for me to decide. I'm saying that he was very young in his 20s, and he came in with mental issues that they both knew about, and Jada, as the older woman, should have known that.
Oh, 100.
And
yes.
I think that
agree
she
with that
was
100%.
able to manipulate him a lot because she can manipulate her own husband, and I was seeing it right then. So you think she can manipulate a 20-year-old? Come on. So my thing was this. This is what I was seeing that pisses me out the most about her in this video. You know how musicians would show their hands like this? When they trying to hide something, they put their hands up like they ain't hiding shit, right?
I'm sorry, you're already making me laugh on this one.
If you watch this video, she does this all the time. When she's talking about, when she starts to like put her hands up like she ain't got nothing to hide. Like she trying to tell you the truth, but she got her hands up.
Shows her sleeves.
This is manipulation. This is manipulation 101, especially for narcissists. They was like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not doing, like when people say put your hands up, don't shoot me, I ain't got nothing on me, you know, don't kill me. Like people are doing that to show you, hey, you can trust me. I don't have nothing to hide.
Well, why do you have to show me your sleeves and your hands if
you aren't hiding anything?
You're constantly showing me this.
Constantly.
It's making me not trust you.
Well, if you watch this video, you will see that happen a lot, and you're gonna be like, this bitch hiding something. Why is this bitch hiding something? So, that was one of the things.
I didn't realize that they only had 2 children.
Yeah, they got 2 kids together. Will has a other son that he had before Jada.
And boy, they're both weird, aren't they?
Well, that's another topic.
You're like, we only got 10 minutes left. Don't get into that.
And counting comment sounds good, but his face is conflicting with his thoughts versus what he is saying. Like he said, yeah, 25 years and counting. It was like when you see his face saying that, you can tell that he didn't agree with what he was saying. It was like, it sounds good, so I'll say it. because there is a camera right here. I it's funny. I wrote down this word. I said, "Watch this bitch say to him that she didn't think he had the deep capacity to love her." They was talking through their relationship and marriage stuff, and she said, "Well, I didn't think you had the deep capacity to love me." And I'm like, "This bitch, what?" That's shaming language all day long. Like he's incapable of being able to do something for her.
I didn't think you did, but now you kind of proved it. So it's double manipulation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't think you had the capacity to love me, so I did this fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But now that you've forgiven me for doing this fucked up shit, you get a gold star.
Right.
Now I know that you have the
Bullshit.
capacity. Go fucking kick rocks, bitch.
Man.
Anthony, I want to ask you an outright question. If you're Will Smith, do you dump Jada Pinkett Smith?
Oh, 100.
Okay.
The thing,
Remember, rejection breeds obsession, right?
Yep. And she.
They only have 2 kids together. I thought they had like 5.
Nah, they got 2, and Will got another son. That's older. What else I say here?
In show business, I just want to ask you a quick question. In show business, on a scale of 1 to 10, where is Will Smith and where is Jada Pinkett Smith?
What do you mean?
Where are they at in show business? I'm talking about value.
Well,
In show business, not in their relationship. To me, Will Smith,
their brand outside of him and doing movies is their relationship.
Yeah, Will Smith, to me, I mean, that movie Bright on Netflix, when Will Smith did a Netflix movie, that was like, oh my God, Netflix is legit.
Right,
Netflix is legit. They got Will Smith.
Yeah.
And by the way, people dog on that movie Bright. I thought it was fucking good.
And they got
fuck you. I thought it was a fucking good movie.
Got
man.
a lot of it talks about society,
a lot of racial undertones. I thought it was very, very creative. Fuck you if you don't like that movie. I think it was fucking awesome. If Will Smith comes out with a movie tomorrow, it's world news.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith wasn't even the star in The Matrix. Get the fuck out. When is Jada Pinkett Smith? What was her peak?
I forgot she was in The Matrix.
By the way, hey, we're dogging on Jada Pinkett Smith, but her role in The Matrix was dope. And she also had a fucking video game that she starred in and did some movie cutscenes for. That was dope as fuck too. I'm not saying Jada Pinkett Smith ain't dope. I'm just saying Will Smith is a 10. He's a dime in show business. Jada Pinkett Smith is on her best day as a 4. She's never been huge.
I got a friend who told me that after the video, after I had this conversation with him about Jada Pinkett, he was like, "Man, I lost so much respect for her, man." He said, "I used to jack off to Jada Pinkett, man."
By the way, there ain't no shame in jacking off to Jada Pinkett Smith.
He said
her in The Matrix, she was hot.
Oh yeah, she was. I was like,
whoa.
After that, he said after that video, man, I was like, man, fuck that bitch.
Well, I mean, this is kind of where a lot of us men are, though, right? Now, what was her peak, Anthony? Just real quick, Jada Pinkett Smith's peak. What was her peak?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about in show business. What was her peak?
I don't care, man. Let me finish my point.
My bad. Go ahead.
Watch how Will asks for validation because this is not new to this relationship. He says, "How am I doing?" Will has been following her has looking for her validation for a long time. And it hasn't changed. No matter how big you just heard him say how big Will Smith is, he still is looking for her to validate him. Because she was, if you look at her, how happy she was when she started talking about the relationship she had with August, when they called him Og, and that's the only emotion you would see. That was the only time she had that cheese grin smile when she talked about the relationship with him that she had.
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
You said you watched this like 7 times.
I want you to watch it. That's why I'm challenging you to watch it again.
We might have to revisit this, man. I'm serious because we have 5 minutes left in the program, and for me, I'm not done talking about it. I'll be honest.
She shakes her head no and says, "You're doing fucking great." After he asks for validation, she shakes her head no and says, "You're doing fucking great." So your body language will not lie. Even if your mouth is saying something else. She said yes, but her head said no, man. So
Really?
yeah, on that question.
No shit.
When he said, "How am I doing?" She shook her head no and said, "You're doing fucking great." And that was like, I can't stand this bitch. She's manipulated him. He's still in love with this bitch. She ain't got no love for him, and she don't like you said earlier in the podcast before, where you said women don't care what you did for them in the past.
Well, that's what I wanted you to react to, Anthony. Is for guys that think that they're going to be like, I've tried to help guys with dating, and they're like, man, I'm still weak. I still do this thing bad. I still do that thing bad. I keep trying to tell them, we said this earlier in the program, motherfucker, if you're on a basketball team and you want to make the team every day, you're going to make mistakes in games. Mm-hmm. But if a team is committed to having you on the team as a role player or a star or whatever the case may be,
you're allowed to make those mistakes.
You're allowed to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Nobody plays basketball perfect, motherfuckers.
Nope, not even football.
Football, you can't play golf perfect.
Nope.
I mean, there's no sport.
No, none.
But if you're going to make the team, the people that you're playing for, they have to allow you to make mistakes. They can't be like, well, you made a mistake, so I'm going to let this dude fuck me.
Yeah.
That's not how normal people live their life.
You see all the hurt face memes that Will has that he couldn't hide when things were being said.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 of this, dude. Because I'm already like, but I want to ask you the question, Anthony. You've seen the video way more than me, and look how old this bitch looks. In this interview, when you see the stills, she looks old as fuck, even though she's a black woman, and black women age amazingly. She looks old as fuck compared to Will Smith, who still has all of his fucking handsomeness. Dude.
She still looks good, man. I've seen worse.
I'm not saying she don't look, I'm not saying she looks bad. I'm just saying when she was in the Matrix, this bitch was a dish. Yeah. She's starting to look like an old woman right now. I'm going to bring up some Matrix photos because I know you forgot she was in it. But I'm here to ask you the question. This is where my point is, Anthony. I want you to react to this. Look at how fucking hot she was in the Matrix. Look at this fucking bitch. God damn it, she was hot. This is more proof, right? That it doesn't matter. Like, you're never going to be perfect, but you can't allow these bitches to use your imperfections to like use that as an excuse for them to do fucked up shit to you, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what a lot of women try to do. You guys can write in and let us know whether or not you want us to do a part 2 of Will and Jada, because I still have a lot more to say to this. And Anthony, I need to do the homework like you did, and I need to watch this video 7 times like you did. And I want to take my notes, and I want you to react to it. I'm sorry to our listening audience. I should have done a better job for you.
Because we can do it in the after show if you want.
Well, I can't watch it 7 times in the after show, though.
No.
You see what I'm saying? I want to come back next time and be educated as fuck on this, because you have to understand, Anthony. I have reactions to your reactions. Like, you're giving me light bulbs as you're saying your shit. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't see that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Oh my God, I didn't see that. Wow.
Well, I get to pause it and look back and rewind it and stuff like that. So
that's what I should have done before we did this segment.
But that was the things where if we do it, we might do a special podcast for it where we're not committing another podcast to it. But
you know what? Bonus material. I'm sure our fans will be okay with that.
Yeah.
Right?
More content, right?
Yeah, more content. Anthony, where can they find us, man?
Everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're on the what do they call it? The iHeartRadio. You can get us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. And there's some shit out there we own that I don't even remember that we own, but those are the big ones.
Yeah. Red Pill Phone Tap, everybody. Episode number 36. We appreciate you guys making us a part of your week. Everybody worldwide, we love you. Big kisses. And we will see you next week here on
The Red Pill Phone Tap.